Yeah, on case number 97 on the calendar, the matter of Haney versus Parson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Haney, the defendant, according to you, was a friend of yours. You allowed her to move into your home on a couple of occasions with her children when she was in some financial distress. You claim now that she owes you for a variety of things, some old loan, rent, utilities.
Correct.
Ms. Parsons says there was never an agreement for her to pay you anything. You are angry over two things. You are angry that she rejected your advances. She was not interested in you in a social way, and that bothered you. And second, you are angry because she reported you to the authorities for abusing one of her children. How long do you know her?
I've known her for about 7 years. We dated. A girl I was dating at one time lived in the same neighborhood that she did, same apartment complex. Me and the other girl broke up. Her and I talked. We went our separate ways. We didn't see each other for about 5 years. And one night at a nightclub, run into her. Then we started talking, and next thing you know, we were dating.
And when was that, sir?
I'd say roughly in the neighborhood about February a year ago.
So why don't you tell me about first the loans and then the arrangement with regard to rent and utilities?
She was calling several times, telling me that she had made a mistake, that she felt that she left me to go with this other guy that dumped her in Ohio.
Are you going to tell me about the loan?
Yes. That's where we're going to.
Let's get there.
She called me up needing money. Her kids needed school supplies for school.
When was this, sir?
Last year, before school. Her and her boyfriend agreed they would pay it back as soon as they can.
So how much did you give them at that time?
I gave them $100.
And then tell me about the rest of your lawsuit involving the rent and utilities.
Well, she left with him, went to Ohio. He threw her out. She came back to Charleston.
When?
February 15th. She asked me could she move back in. I said, okay. Are we talking boyfriend, girlfriend, or you want in a room? She said, well, what's the difference? I said, well, I'm not going to charge my girlfriend to live with me, you know? That's kind of stupid. And she said, oh, I see. If I sleep with you, then I don't have to pay. I said, no, it's not like that either. You know, if you're in a relationship, you know, you were helping before. There's no sense in, you know, I'm paying all this and you just lay around and do nothing. And she said, no, I just want the rooms. I said, fine. I rented the U-Haul to go get her stuff from Myrtle Beach, gas. Every time I turn around, she would, can I borrow $20 for this? Can I borrow $10 for that? I need cigarettes. I need gas. I want to rent a movie. There was no sexual advances to her in any way.
When did she move out, sir?
April the 29th, I evicted her.
Why?
Because she wasn't paying me any money.
Did you have a discussion with her?
Yes.
Tell me about the discussion you had with her.
She simply said she didn't have the money. I said, Tanya, you got a job. I helped you get a job.
Well, what kind of work did you get for her, sir?
She was a cashier.
Where?
At Speedway, or Conoco, whatever they call it now, and they've changed the name.
Did you know how much she was making?
About $100 a week.
And how much of the $100 a week did you expect her to give you, Mr. Haney?
I told her, even if it was $5 a week.
You wanted to see something, $5
right.
a week.
Make an effort.
Okay, so you wanted her to give you $5 a week.
Correct.
Okay, for the 12 weeks that she was living there.
Correct.
Okay, fine.
Now.
And she didn't, so then you threw her out.
No. She had $1,000 coming to her for back child support. She kept telling me, as soon as that gets here, I will pay you up, get you caught up.
Get you caught up with what?
What she owed me.
Well, what did she owe you?
The loans.
So there's only one loan of $100 that was a year before, sir. That's all the loans that I'm hearing
Correct.
about.
But the dollar here, 20.
Dolly, I'm not, listen, my parents didn't send me to law school and college and post-law school for 10 years to talk about the dollar here and the $2 there. That's gone. It's in the wind. Do you understand? What
Here's
else?
a list of every time she borrowed money from me, I wrote it down.
Listen.
She knew it.
Listen to me. You think that I believe that list that you just filled out? Do you think, Mr. Haney, that I believe that every time you gave her $5, you went over to a book and filled out $5, Tanya, for cigarettes? You think that I believe that? You think that my father raised an idiot?
No.
Good. Then let us move on, sir. Let us move on, sir.
Okay. I went and had an eviction notice signed on her.
And you say it's because she did not...
Owes me rent.
Rent, because she did not pay you rent.
Did not pay me rent.
Okay, now...
Didn't pay me for fixing her car.
Okay.
Buying the shoes.
All right, Miss Parson, now I would like you to tell me, madam, I want you to tell me about what happened on the 29th of April or immediately preceding the 29th of April.
When he got me this job at Sunoco gas station, he agreed that he volunteered to watch my children for me while I was at work because I work third shift. And my son is 6 years old. He has a bedwetting problem. He called me one morning at work and asked me to bring home a small brown bag to mail off cigarettes to somebody, and in the same conversation told me that he had spanked my son for bedwetting. He had done it 3 times in that night, and he spanked him twice out of the 3 times.
Is that the corporal punishment that you're talking about? The spanking?
He also put him in a tub filled with cold water.
Why do you think that that's an appropriate thing to do, sir?
For one, he didn't wet the bed 1 time that night. Yeah. He did it 3 times.
Do you think that he did it on purpose, sir?
I don't know. Just like I told him...
Just a second. If you don't know why he wet the bed, that means that you don't know whether he suffered from some sort of a psychiatric disability or a physical disability. You had no idea.
No, but at the same time, the first time he wet the bed, nothing was done. Because he got up in the middle of the night, changed his own clothes, got back in bed, and urinated again.
What does that tell you, Mr. Genius? What does that tell you, Mr. Genius? Did that tell you that the 6-year-old was maybe perhaps embarrassed?
Well, you know...
Well, what?
We have gone... him and I have talked about it. Logan, what's wrong? You know, is there something wrong? No, I'm just lazy. Because he has heard...
I want to ask you a question. Did you get your degree in psychology from an accredited university?
No, I did not.
Did you take any parenting classes before you decided that this was an appropriate way to treat a 6-year-old bedwetter?
No.
Do you have any children of your own?
Oh, yeah.
How many?
I have 2.
How many did you raise?
My daughter comes with me every weekend.
How many did you raise?
None.
Mr. Haney, it is inappropriate for you to physically discipline anyone else's children in the first place. In the second place, until you understand what all the problems might be with a child that causes them to bedwet, the very idea that you would resort to physical punishment suggests to me that you're missing one of the cans of a 6-pack. Do you understand me, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you report this to any authority?
The cops were called out. I called the cops out to the house. And
when?
Probably about a week or so later.
Why?
Because of the disagreement me and him were having.
Disagreement about what?
He was threatening to kick me out.
Let me explain something to you, Miss Parsons. I believe you probably understand that Mr. Haney had some feeling for you. Correct? Right?
Before I moved in, it was understood.
That's not what I asked you. You're a young, attractive girl, and he's an older fool. And I believe that you needed him. You used him.
No,
of course you did. You used him.
I did not use him.
Of course you did.
Everything was on the table before I even moved in.
But he wasn't using you. He let you move into his house. You weren't paying rent. He was babysitting for your children. How do you say that I wasn't using him? You were. You were using him, and you were using him because, Miss Parson, you understood that he had feelings for you. That's why it was very important to you to have your agreement with him before you moved in that this is strictly platonic.
No, Your Honor.
Oh, Miss Parson. Oh, yes, my dear.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
You stayed on the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Alone?
Yes, ma'am.
The gentleman sitting next to her over there was the one that was moving in.
He never lived there, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dwayne Haney says his ex-girlfriend Tanya Parson owes for rent and a loan. Tanya says Dwayne threw her 6-year-old son into a cold bath after he wet the bed.
Listen, you chose him because he's better than a shelter. give you a room. He's going to babysit for your kids. You got food. You got everything that you need. And the reason he did it was because he had feelings for you. Isn't that right? Mr. Haney, look at my face.
Yes.
Isn't that right, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you met her 5 years ago, were you attracted to her?
Yeah.
And at that time, you were 39 and she was 20.
Correct.
Is that right?
That's about right.
That's not a good match, Mr. Haney.
I understand that, but...
So you know what happens when an old guy wants to go out with a young girl? Costs some money.
Well...
And in your case, you know how much it cost you? $160. It's a bargain. It's a cheap lesson, Mr. Haney. Truth of the matter is, you were looking for something more. Mr. Haney, look here, sir.
I'm looking.
You were looking for something more. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. That doesn't let you come to court like a crybaby and say, now I want all the money for cigarettes and gas I gave her over the 3 months that she lived with me, and this $100 I gave her for school supplies a year ago, because I guarantee you this, Mr. Haney. Had Miss Parson decided to come across and move into your room, you would have forgiven the $100 loan and all the $5 cigarettes and gas. But the fact that she rejected you, and the fact that she ultimately decided, well, I'm going to even make it a little bit more difficult for him. He spanked my kid and he shouldn't have done that, which, by the way, you shouldn't have done. That doesn't make a lawsuit. That makes a bad relationship. So, Mr. Haney, this relationship didn't cost you a fortune, sir. It cost you a couple of $100 and a good lesson. Find somebody age appropriate. Your lawsuit's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It wasn't what the way the judge put it out to be, that I just wanted to sleep with the girl. No, I didn't.
It was agreed upon when I moved in there that it was going to be strictly platonic.
I felt sorry for her because of her kids. I gave her a place to stay. She agreed to pay me the $200 a month.
Once I got in there and he was asking me where was I going, who was I with, why was I with this person, why was I doing what I was doing, and I told him that that was none of his business, it continued to go downhill.
The judge ruled, that's it, end of case.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Collins. Step forward, please.
Store manager Angela Collins is suing her ex-husband, construction worker Jack Collins, for his share of foreclosure fees. Jack says it was Angela's fault the trailer was repossessed.
Miss Collins, this is your former husband.
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that he owes you $750 because you were forced to pay certain assessments on a home that you jointly owned before the divorce.
Yes, ma'am.
And that you were forced to settle with the whatever company recently. You had no knowledge prior to the divorce that this was going to be a problem, and you feel as if it's only fair for him to pay his fair share.
Yes, ma'am.
And he says it was your house, deal with it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you married?
In 98,
1998. And when were you divorced?
2002,
And when did you separate?
probably about 2000.
Who lived in the home?
Me and him and our 2 children.
How old are your children?
They're 11 and 12.
See from the papers that the children don't live with either one of you. Is that right?
You're right. They live with my mother.
Why?
She adopted them.
Why?
Because she couldn't handle them. She didn't want me to have them, and she didn't want them, so that's why she
Stop tapping.
tried to sign. She wanted to sign adoption, wanted me, pretty much forced me into signing adoption papers over to her mother for financial reasons, and it just didn't make no sense. She didn't want me to have custody of the children, but she didn't want custody of the children, and they didn't want me to see them. I still don't see my children.
Then that's what happens when you sign away your legal rights to the children. Okay, so you separated in 98, and you stayed in the property.
Yeah.
Is that right?
From February to May.
Alone?
Yes, ma'am.
The
Are
gentleman,
you sure? Are you sure about that?
I'm
the
positive.
gentleman sitting next to her over there was the one that was moving in.
He
That's
never
my
lived there,
second
Your
cousin,
Honor.
Your Honor.
When I started seeing him and his mama kept coming there and they wouldn't leave, and that's the reason I ended up moving out. We was just dating, Your
That's a
Honor.
lie.
You say he was in and out of jail for burglary and drug use. I stayed in our manufactured home that was on his parents' property and continued on my life with a new spouse.
No, we was not married. We're still not married. We was just seeing each other, and he never lived there.
Did he stay there?
No, ma'am.
Did he come to visit?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he stay over occasionally?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course he did. All right. So, did you pay the mortgage during the whole time you were living there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what happened in May?
Him and his mother kept coming over, and they kept kicking in the front door, and then he got real, he got upset because I was seeing him, and they kept showing their butt. He tried to run me off the road, and they kept kicking in the front door, so I just moved out.
Why didn't you take the trailer with you?
I didn't have nowhere to take it to.
So you just left it?
Yeah.
When he left, did he say to you, this is your problem, this is your trailer?
No, actually, he said him and his father was going to move into the trailer and keep the trailer.
Well, what happened to the trailer? It got repossessed?
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
repossessed with half my stuff in it, Your Honor.
Did you pay them this $1,500?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me
Here's the
see.
receipt right here.
Okay. I'll hear you, Mr. Collins. Why shouldn't you be charged for half of this?
Your Honor, I told her whenever I left there, I had went and bought another car. I loaded all my stuff up in a small car. And I told her, I said, as long as you have my children, you can stay on this property as long as you want. And I'll help you pay the note on the trailer as long as my kids are living there. But whenever he moves in, y'all all need to move out. You understand what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and support him and her. So when she decided that I wasn't going to be that dummy and support him and her, then she just left.
How old are you?
30.
You're a big boy. If you buy something from a bank and you take out a mortgage, what you do in your divorce is you make sure that when you get a divorce, all the loose ends are wrapped up. They moved out. They left the trailer on your mother's property. What happened to it?
The repossession, they were supposed to pay us storage fee for even having the trailer.
What happened to the trailer?
They come repossessed it.
When?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I moved.
I don't know. I don't know what my name is after this case. Listen, listen to me. You owe her half the money. I mean, certainly when they've written off $10,000 worth of mortgage fees, neither one of you are going to get star credit ratings, but at least you're not going to have judgments against you, and at least under these circumstances, you're not going to have your income tax return if you have any refund taken, or they're not going to come and detach your driver's license. They can't take your children because you've already given them away. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 143 on the calendar in the matter of Hughes versus Farrar. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Hughes, you were a tenant in an apartment complex that was managed by the defendant.
Correct.
And it is your claim that he assaulted you.
Yes.
Mr. Farrar says that you were served with an eviction notice, and you, in fact, assaulted him and one of his employees. He is counterclaiming. How long had you been living in this complex?
I lived in that complex for approximately 2 years and about 4 months.
And who did you live with?
A roommate of mine.
When did Mr. Farrar come to work at the complex?
December 19th of 03. And the incident with Mr. Farrar and me happened on January 23rd of 04.
So describe the incident, please.
I was walking out of my apartment on January 23rd, and Mr. Farrar, I noticed that a balled up piece of paper hit me in the back. I turned around, and I seen him along with one of his witnesses over there.
Which one?
Mrs. Farrar. Now, they said they're separated.
Who was Mrs. Farrar?
That's the first one there.
Okay.
Okay, and I turned around, and I said, did you throw that paper at me? You're so childish. And he followed me into the underground parking lot, antagonizing me, just taunting me, saying a lot of different things to me. I can't wait till you get out of here. You know, he started to say, I have a recorder in my pocket. I'm going to try to get you arrested, you know. So I kind of rushed and got in my car. I was very afraid of this man. I couldn't even leave anywhere. I was so distraught. I went back into my house once I knew they were out of the underground parking lot.
So you were sitting in your car, and then you decided not to go out anymore, and you went back up to your apartment.
Yes, to go tell my roommate what happened.
Go ahead.
I went to go walk my dog. A lady out of the office came out and said, are you supposed to be walking your dog up front? What are you doing up here? And 5 minutes later, out of nowhere, this gentleman came and placed me into this chokehold.
You mean he just came out of nowhere?
He came out of nowhere. I did not see him coming. That's the whole thing about it. I didn't have an opportunity to even touch him with my pinky if I wanted to.
Okay, so he came up from behind you.
He came up from, yes, from the
Came up from behind you and placed you in a chokehold.
Yes.
What happened next?
Ma'am, he had me so tight. I was in and out of consciousness. I remember being slammed onto the floor. I remember that woman right there, Mrs. Farrar, kicking my keys, kicking my shoes because my shoes fell off. And he's screaming penal codes, telling her to go call the police. She needs to get arrested for this or that and the other. And
what kind of documentation do you have, Miss Hughes?
I have the pictures with my assault bruises that I had. I have my, I went to the emergency room and I have,
I'd like to see everything that you have.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now, you are not still living at the complex, is
No,
that
I'm
right?
not.
When did you move?
3 days after that incident on 123.
Had you been previously served with an eviction notice?
Yes.
When?
November, the beginning of November.
November of 2003.
Yes.
Prior to him beginning employment there, you were served with an eviction notice for what?
Payment due.
You had not paid rent?
Correct.
How long had you not paid rent?
It was 2 months, actually.
Any reason why you didn't pay rent?
Well, my roommate could not come up with her half. Her mother just died. She was going through a lot of financial problems, and I could not fork her half of the rent.
So you didn't pay anything?
No, they would not accept any partial payments, ma'am.
Well, you could have paid, if in October you didn't pay your half. In November, you could have paid your half of November and your half of October. That would have been a whole month.
Yeah, that's true.
So you decided if your roommate couldn't pay anything, you weren't going to pay anything either. Is that right?
Basically.
Basically. Okay. All right, Mr. Farrar, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
Well, she's right. We did go down into the garage, and I was with Norma.
Who's Norma?
Norma's my former wife and now an employee. We were married 20 years ago. And I already had an altercation with her about a week before that.
What kind of an altercation?
About 8 policemen were coming out of her apartment, and I went over to the apartment to find out what had happened. And she lit a cigarette. She said, "It's none of your business," and threw it in my face. And then her roommate pulled her back in and shut the door.
Don't speak. Don't
Pulled
speak.
her back in and shut the door. So I checked with some of the fellows in the police department to find out what had been going on in that apartment, and I found out that there was a numerous calls there, something like 41 calls in 2 years.
You have the
Yes, I
log
do.
of those calls?
I do. I have
What
some
were
of
the
them.
calls for, Miss Hughes?
Oh, I'd like to see him myself, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him myself the day that he's talking about.
No, I'm
the day
not
the police
talking
did
about-
come,
And
my
there's her,
8-year-old daughter
there's her-
called the police
Listen
by
to me, Miss
accident.
Hughes. I didn't
but
ask
I like a
I
log of
didn't-
the 41 calls.
I didn't ask you about the day. I said I'm just asking you whether...
One of them involved weapons.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit you in the behind. You're not going to take advantage of the judicial system by seeking redress in the court for something that your bad behavior started.
And later today,
What is it that you did to your son when you found out that he stole this phone?
I whooped him.
Did you ever steal anything before?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Car.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Hughes claims she was assaulted by her former landlord, James Farrar. James says Andrea is looking for a free ride.
There are a lot of calls here to your apartment, madam.
You know, I personally have seen the police at my house twice.
Good. Okay, that's all. Would you please tell me what happened on January 23rd, 04, sir? You and your wife followed her down to the garage for any particular ex-wife, for any particular reason?
Yeah, I was going down there to look at some work being done on the elevators. We had the elevators remodeled. They were in bad shape. And her car was to the right. I was going to the left. She got in the car and she opened the trunk, or she got to the trunk area, opened the trunk, and started throwing stuff out into the garage area. And then, of course, there was a lot of bad, blistering language going on at the time in reference to my previous marriage with Norma. She got in her car and peeled out, went out the gate. That's the last I saw her. So I finished checking on the work, went back up to the office area.
Listen to me. I don't want you to say anything.
Wow.
I went back over to the other garage where the manager at that time, Stellar On, was we're waiting for her to come. So Stellar pulls in, maybe 10 minutes after she left, not even that. So we left, went back to the office area, and there she was with a dog. And the dog was urinating on the planter at the time. She was smoking a cigarette and had the door open. That day, she had a TRO dropped by Stellar On.
Who's Stellar On?
She was the existing manager at the time.
So the existing manager of the building had a restraining order against Miss Hughes?
Yes.
May I see a copy of it, please?
I don't have it because they dropped it because she couldn't articulate.
They dropped it twice.
But I do have 2 restraining orders on tenants
They
at the
dropped it
building.
twice.
Yeah, I see them, please.
Sure. These are people she assaulted during her tenancy there. These are still enforced, by the way. 2 of my witnesses that couldn't make it today.
I have temporary restraining orders issued. You were the defendant, Miss Hughes. The protected persons are somebody by the name of Sean and Adam.
We had parking issues there in the underground parking.
Okay. Shh. I just asked you.
Yes, correct.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Farrar.
Anyways, I came back and she was talking to Stellar at the time at first, and Stellar told her to put her dog on a leash. And she said, with a cigarette right at Stellar, I don't have to do any damn thing I don't want to do. And I'm going to leave out the profanity as best I can. But it would have blistered the doggone walls of this room. It's that bad. So I asked her, please leave the area, go to your apartment. We had mothers and children.
Whatever.
Coming.
You told her to
Okay.
get. You told her to get out, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I told her to
get
go
out.
back to her apartment and get out of there. So
Go ahead.
3 or 4
Keep going.
times. Finally, she said she wasn't going to leave. And I placed her under citizen's arrest for 415 PC, which is disturbance of peace.
Okay.
I told Stellar to call the Torrance Police Department and have them roll.
And?
At that point, I'm standing here, she's standing there, the office corner is here, Norma's here, and Stellar's looking around the corner. She tried to step around me going towards the direction of the 2 managers. I did what I instinctively been trained to do. I stood in her way. And when I did, her body went into me.
They didn't train you to put a chokehold on someone,
Hughes,
sir, and
Miss
take them to
Hughes,
the ground.
Miss Hughes.
That's not what the police department
Miss
trains
Hughes.
you to do.
Do you see how quiet he was when you were speaking?
He's thinking of his lies very good.
Madam, you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped you in the face. You got a bad temper, Miss Hughes. Everybody who has contact with you seems to have a problem with you, and you have no problem with anybody. You had no problem with the prior building managers. You have no problem with the tenants.
I know I had
No,
never
you have
had
any
any
problem. And you had no problem paying your rent, and you had no problem living like a good tenant. You had no problem at all.
Me paying my rent doesn't have anything to do with me physically getting harmed, ma'am.
Oh, yes, it does, madam. Yes, it does. There's a certain entitlement that one thinks that one has when you believe that you can take property, take things that don't belong to you without payment, like a place to live, and say, sue me. Go ahead. It's going to take you 3-4 months to get me out of this apartment. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to make a big, fat pain in the for myself, which is exactly what you did. Exactly. Because when you were telling me your side of the story, I was listening. I was perfectly prepared to listen to you and to say maybe this man overextended, maybe this man who was a former police officer or a peace officer got a little carried away with himself. But I was watching you testify, and you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit you in the behind. And I want to tell you something. You're not going to take advantage of the judicial system by seeking redress in the court for something that your bad behavior started. So your lawsuit's dismissed. Now, I'm going to get to your counterclaim. But for the fact that she filed this lawsuit, would you be here today?
No.
Good. So let's say goodbye to each other. She's no longer a tenant, is that right?
That's
Goodbye.
right.
Your case is dismissed and your counterclaim is withdrawn. Thank you very much.
That's so great in your lives. You are so great. I was a very good tenant. He was the one that just came aboard. I'd been there for 2.5 years. If I wasn't a good tenant, I wouldn't have been there that long.
She actually had most of the building in fear, and this is a 90-unit building.
There's no criminal charges against anyone that lived in that household. Rather, there was 100 of 911 phone calls.
She's being sentenced tomorrow morning for a felony, domestic violence, where she took a knife to her roommate.
That man assaulted me, and he knows he assaulted me. He knows he snuck up on me and assaulted me for no reason at all.
It's just a pity that a young woman her age can't control her rage and her anger, that tries to intimidate her way through life, and this is what she's been doing. And Judge Judy saw right through it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thomas versus Green. Step forward.
Account manager Lizette Thomas is suing her nephew's uncle, customer service rep Antonio Green Sr., for a $1,700 cell phone bill. Lizette says Antonio's son stole her nephew's phone and gave it to a girl.
No, I'd like these 2 young men to come and stand next to their respective parents, guardians. This is your nephew.
Correct.
And you gave him a cell phone
Yes.
so that he could be in touch with you for emergencies.
Yes.
He lost it.
Correct.
And somehow Mr. Green's son found it. And according to you, Mr. Green's son gave it away.
Yes.
And whoever he gave it away to had a very big mouth. And you got a phone bill for how much?
$1,700.
$1,700. So you want Mr. Green to be responsible for that.
Yes.
Mr. Green says, I didn't use the cell phone. My son didn't use the cell phone. Why should he be responsible?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
When did your aunt give you the cell phone?
Late July.
And why did she give you the cell phone?
For emergencies.
How long did you have it?
About a month.
Until late August?
Yes.
And what happened to it?
I gave it to my coach. We went to a game, and I asked him to hold it, and I left it with him, and we all left.
So what did you do?
I called him and asked him, did he have it? He said yes. I asked him, could he hold it for me? He said yes.
When did you go and get it from him?
I didn't.
Oh, why not?
Because I thought if I told my parents, they were going to think I was irresponsible.
That doesn't make sense, what you just said to me. Could you get there by bus?
Yes.
So why didn't you run right over and get it?
I wasn't thinking that time.
Right. You weren't thinking. Now, what's your first name?
Antonio.
Antonio, how did you get this phone?
I found it in the coach bag, and I gave it to this girl trying to impress her.
Just, okay. Don't go through. We have to do this slowly because I have to get things step by step. You found it in the coach's bag when?
Around late August, around the 28th, during the 1st of September.
When you say you found it in the coach's bag, what were you doing in the coach's bag?
Just going in it, sneaking around.
So you stole the phone out of the bag.
Right.
And what did you do with it when you stole the phone out of the bag?
I gave it to this girl. At that time, it was my girlfriend.
And what did you say to her?
I gave her the phone, told her she could use it.
So, Mr. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is something he didn't put in his answer, that he stole the phone.
Well, yes, I knew that he retrieved the phone.
Not retrieved.
Well, stole the phone around November when I got the call from Miss Thomas.
Stole it.
Right.
So what is it that you did to your son when you found out that he stole this phone?
Can I say on air?
Yes.
I whooped him.
How old are you, Antonio?
16.
You go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do at school?
Good.
Did you ever steal anything before?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Cars.
How many?
2 of them.
And when you went to court, did your father go with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have, Mr. Thomas?
2, ma'am.
How old are they?
He's 16 and my daughter's 15.
She give you any trouble?
No.
So what are you doing about Mr. Trouble?
Well, right now he's in rehabilitation programs in the city, doing counseling session, peer mentoring programs appointed by the court, urine drops and things like that.
He had a drug problem?
Yes, they said he did.
If they said he did, he probably did.
Of course, he denied that, but they said he did.
Well, he's right out here telling me everything that he did. That's a good thing, because he probably knows that I know anyway.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you better get pretty busy, because you owe this lady $1,700.
Yes, ma'am.
You stole the phone, you gave it to somebody, and you lied to them and said, I got you this phone, you can use it. They used it, as you told them to. I mean, the fact that you couldn't get your behind out of your room to get on a bus and go pick up the phone doesn't make you a prince. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But, I mean, it's your stupidity, but he did it on purpose. He stole it. And then he gave it away, and he said, I bought your present, use it. And you shouldn't have to suffer for that. Mr. Green shouldn't have to suffer for that either. What Mr. Green has to do is he has to harness this boy and send him out there to collect cans. 5 cents a piece, if that's all he can do. Because somehow you got to impress upon him that when he does something wrong, the whole world can't suffer. He's got to suffer.
Right.
You have to suffer. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Cadell versus Kuhn. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
What's your first name?
Jamie.
And yours?
Margaret?
You're her mother?
Yes.
You're Miss Peltz?
Yes, I am.
Miss Peltz, you gave your daughter $500 in cash because there was an outstanding warrant for her, she thought, for back child support.
Correct.
She has children who are in the custody of who?
The biological father.
She can speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the biological father.
And how many children do you have?
5.
How old are you?
28.
Are all 5 children with the same father?
No, Your Honor.
Where are the 5 children?
When I got pregnant at 13, and I gave birth at 14, and I had 2 children by the age of 16.
Where are those 2 children?
One is with the adoptive father. My other child was murdered when adopted out.
At what age? 2? Okay. How many children are with their father?
3.
And you have a current child support order, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You fell behind in your child support?
Yes.
Your mother gave you $500 so you could turn yourself in, according to you, and get the warrant lifted. According to your complaint, Mr. Kuhn got possession of this money order and didn't give it back to you. So you want that $500, and you also claim he has your property, clothes, pictures, etc., that he refused to return to you when he kicked you out of the house. You want a total of $1,200 from the defendant. Mr. Kuhn says never took your $500. You have your $500. That you have a drug problem, that's probably what you used it for. And as far as your property is concerned, he boxed it all up, put it on the porch. He has no idea what happened to it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Kuhn, how old are you, sir?
48, I'm sorry.
So you're 20 years older than Jamie, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
The 2 of you lived together for a period of time? Uncross your hands, sir.
On and off for 3 years.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Does she work?
No, ma'am.
Did she work during the 3 years you were together?
Not one day.
So you were taking care of her and supporting her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any of her children lived with you at the time?
No, we fought tooth and nail to try to get some of these children back for her, but that was to no avail.
Okay. Tell me, Jamie, about this $500 money order.
My mother gave me $500.
Why?
And I turned it into...
Why?
Oh, I'm sorry. For my child support, there was a bench warrant that was issued, so I had, instead of paying $160, I had to pay $500 to get it dropped.
Why didn't you pay the child support?
I wasn't working at the time.
Why not?
I've had medical problems that have kept me from working.
What
and
kind of
also,
medical problems?
I had severe hemorrhaging that went on for months. Not only that, Mr. Kuhn was also very controlling in our relationship.
None of that's true, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's get back to the $500. Your mother gave you $500 in cash, right? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Actually, I had the $500 turned into a money order, which I had the receipt.
Good. I'll take a look at that. So she gave you the $500 in cash. You got a money order. Who told you to get the money order?
I wanted to because I wanted to make sure it went to the child support. I didn't trust Mr. Kuhn because of his drug problem.
Just a second. No, Mr. Kuhn.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. And go ahead.
We did go to turn myself in, and they said that they couldn't find any warrants on me, that I would have to go over to city. It wasn't a matter that I could take care of at that point. It was a Friday, so I wanted to contact my attorney the following Monday to find out what I needed to do to resolve the matter. I ended up going out of town with Mr. Kuhn to Fredonia. He had some work out there to do, and the $500 money order went with us both.
Yes.
Upon coming home from Fredonia...
Which was when?
The Friday following.
So you were there for a week?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Go ahead.
When we had returned home, actually it was Mother's Day. I had run some errands and came home with dinner, and since I wouldn't make his dinner plate, he proceeded to tear up the house and throw objects at me.
Not true, Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you, sir. Uncross your hands. Go ahead.
Upon that, I called my mother to come pick me up because I was afraid for my safety. I left all my belongings. I left with the clothes on my back and no shoes or nothing.
Okay. And?
From there, we contacted
an officer the next day to follow me over so I can try to get my things. Mr. Kuhn had changed the locks. My house key no longer worked. We do know he was home. He would not answer the door.
I'm still not hearing about the $500 money order.
Mr. Kuhn was in possession of it. He told me he would not let me have it, that he didn't trust me, that he would return it to my mother.
When did he tell that to you?
We had a huge fight in Fredonia, and I asked for it back.
What was the fight about in Fredonia?
I do not recall what the fight was about.
Do you recall?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Want to tell me about it?
The fight in Fredonia was about the fact that she wanted to cash the money order and spend it to buy pills from a friend.
What kind of pills?
Lower tabs in specific.
What are they for?
They are painkiller. They're lower tabs, Oxycontins. This has been a prevalent problem throughout the entire relationship.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen to me. If you don't want to be controlled by somebody, whether it's this man or your mother, you get your behind out of bed and you go and get a job.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jamie Cadell says ex-boyfriend John Kuhn stole her money order and won't return her belongings. John says Jamie used the money order to buy drugs.
Okay. You have a drug problem, Jamie?
In the past, I did, yes, Your Honor.
Well, in the past, I mean, you're talking about yesterday, a month ago, 6 months ago?
I've been clean for a month and a half, Your Honor.
Prior to the month and a half, you've had a drug problem. What kind of drugs?
Lower tabs and meth, which John actually introduced me into.
But you've been with him for 3 years, according to him. Is that right, off and on?
About that, yes.
But you lost your children way before that. You lost your children as a result.
When I was very young.
You weren't very young. You were 25. According to you, you're 28 years old.
No.
Listen to me carefully. I'm talking about the 3 children that are with their biological father at this point.
Okay.
You visit with them? Is not an answer. Do you visit with them? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
When?
Right now, it's been suspended.
Okay. Has it been suspended because of your drug use?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, I was a family court judge, madam. They don't preclude a parent, especially a mother in family court, from seeing her children unless there's a serious problem. So in Fredonia, when you were there with Mr. Kuhn, you had a fight. You said you don't remember what it was about. Mr. Kuhn says that you wanted to buy pills from a friend of his. So if you don't remember what the fight was about, I have to assume that he's telling me the truth.
Your Honor, he needed $50 because he had not gotten paid on his jobs. I told him he could use $50 out of the money order for food for us. He promised to pay me that back when he got paid on this job. It was not for drugs.
Ms. Kuhn, you were not working over the 3-year period, so I assume you were being supported, the two of you, since you were living together somehow. Were you being supported because Mr. Kuhn was working?
Working, but he was also very controlling.
I don't care about controlling. He was working.
Off and on, Your Honor.
And that's how you supported yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And my mother.
What happened to the $500, sir?
I honestly don't know. The last time I saw the money order was on a Thursday evening in my wallet, and by Friday it was gone.
Where were you with it? Were you in Fredonia at the time?
We were in Fredonia at that time.
Now, you drove back when, sir? On Sunday?
Late Friday evening.
You drove back together?
Yes.
Did you ask her about it?
Yes, I did.
What'd she say?
It was none of my business. It was her money. She could do with it what she wanted to. It's what she
What
told me.
happened on Sunday when you got home?
Saturday, she slept all day, which was something that I was accustomed to. Sunday, about 5 o'clock, she woke up. We had purchased Mother's Day cards for our respective parents, and my mother's in a home. She's disabled. And I told her, my mother's not going anywhere. Get off your butt. Go see your mother. Give her your card. You know, take care of some things. I gave her $25 and told her to bring home some supper, since I obviously wasn't going to get any other way. 4 hours later, she showed up and she was high. She had cold fried chicken, 7 pieces of cold fried chicken, and said that they had cheated her out of the mashed potatoes, corn, or whatever that was supposed to go with it. I had been working at the house. I live on 3 acres, and I had grass to cut. And I was hot and I was tired, and she told me to fix my own damn plate, threw the chicken on the table, at which time I told her she needed to call her mother because I wasn't going to put up with it any longer. As far as her being in fear of her life, I don't know what that's about. She called her mother, and I told her mother over the phone she needed to come get her daughter, that I was through playing this game.
Did she come and get her?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She came straight away.
Ms. Peltz, either on Sunday or Monday, did you go to Mr. Kuhn's house to pick up your daughter?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And at what time don't speak?
It was roughly probably around 5:36 in the evening.
And when you got there, was your daughter inside the house or outside of the house?
She was outside the house.
Where was she outside of the house?
Across the street at a convenience store.
And she got into the car and you left?
Correct.
When was the next time you went back to or telephoned Mr. Kuhn?
The day after we wanted to go get Jamie, my daughter's belongings. When I picked her up, all she had was the clothes on and no shoes. She wanted her court papers and her clothing and her personal belongings, which are pictures of my grandchildren.
Okay, so she wanted her clothing and some photographs.
Yes.
And what happened when you got there?
He wouldn't answer the door.
Okay. Do you have her clothing, sir?
No, ma'am, I do not.
What did you do with it?
They called me repeatedly on Monday, made threats, so on and so forth. On Tuesday the 11th, I called them and I told them about 7:30 at night that I was leaving and I would not be home for an entire 24-hour period. That their clothes
Who
were
did you
setting-
speak to?
I spoke twice to their answering machine because they know my phone number and they never answer the phone when I call. That's just their way they do
you
things.
put her clothes outside.
2 bags of clothes, 3 boxes of court papers that were generated from my computer at my expense anyway, but they were her court papers. Nevertheless, she got them. There was a few pictures, an 8x10 and a little bitty photo album about this big of snapshots. This person here happened to be there when I set the clothes out and made the first phone call.
Oh, really? Step up. Tell me your name.
Linda Gordon.
What were you doing at Mr. Kuhn's home?
I'd gotten off work at 6 o'clock that evening. My boss had asked me to please go talk to him about getting him to come down and do some work on our beach bathrooms.
How do you know him?
I used to be an employee of his years ago, and we then became friends.
Anything more than friends?
No, never.
Tell me about what you saw and heard.
When I'd gotten out there, I went out there, was going to speak with Jamie and John, because I had been visiting with them anyway, and see their new house. I hadn't been out there yet. And when I got there...
So you knew Miss Cadell as well?
Yes, ma'am. When I got there, John was in the middle of, packing some things up, and I had asked what was going on. He said she was leaving, and he would be more than happy to come in and give that bid, but he had to get this done first. I actually helped him pack some things. And it was approximately 7:30 to 8 o'clock or so when he did call and say he had packed them, put them out back in a breezeway in a little alcove so they wouldn't be bothered by the weather. And I proceeded to go back into Wichita. He said he'd meet me there.
Is there a key that's required to get into the breezeway?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And you heard him make that phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the breezeway shielded from the street so that you don't see it from the street?
You cannot see anything from the street. It is a garage breezeway behind the house. There's no way it can be seen. Nobody knew the clothes were there except her and I.
Your Honor, I have a PFA against him because of the incident that took place.
Let me see.
This is the second PFA I've had to take out on him,
the
Your
first one
Honor.
she dismissed. I have evidence here that she dismissed the first one when I paid her child support again.
Your Honor, he's bounced a lot of checks.
What?
I'm sorry. He bounces a lot of checks. He wrote a hot check to her.
Madam, I don't know why somebody who's 48 years old, who is a seemingly responsible guy, who has a job, who has a business, takes up with somebody 20 years his junior who's a drug abuser. I don't know why somebody who's, wrapped tight does that anyway. I think that there's something wrong with him. I don't want you to get me wrong. I think that anybody who does that is looking to control somebody else because that's the symbiotic relationship that you enjoy. You're a drug abuser, unemployed, got 5 kids.
I didn't know she
I'm
was...
speaking. He pays your child support, he takes care of your bills, and he has the ability to say to you, prepare a plate of food for me. Listen to me. That's the dynamics. If you don't want to be controlled by somebody, whether it's this man or your mother or any of the other fathers of your children, what you do is you get your behind out of bed and you go and get a job and support yourself and pay rent and pay food and make a car payment and pay insurance and take care of yourself. I have no sympathy for you, and I have no idea where your $500 is. I have no confidence that he didn't spend it, but I have equally no confidence that she didn't take it out and buy pills. You hearing me?
Yes.
Good.
I have a tracer on that.
We're
Good.
having it
So,
traced.
show just a second. If you have a tracer on it, do you have proof?
Okay.
If you have a tracer, do you have proof that he cashed this money order?
No, I've been waiting for it in the mail. No,
Listen,
I don't.
I don't care
don't.
what's in the mail. Listen to me very carefully, madam. If you have a tracer and if you're able to show me that he cashed the money order...
It's on that paper.
On which paper?
The very first one that he given you.
Yes. Show me where it says that he cashed it.
No, back behind there is a tracer on the money order, and I'm waiting for the name.
Well, what does that do for me? What does that do for me? I'm the fact finder. The tracer could say she cashed it. The tracer could say he cashed it.
John,
put your hand down. The tracer could say the drug dealer cashed it. It's a money order. It's a blank money order. Do you understand?
I understand
Okay,
that.
so I have no confidence that your daughter didn't take that money order, just like a person who's involved with drugs steals. Do you understand?
I understand, but he has a drug problem.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, madam.
I'm listening.
Mr. Kuhn?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's
Don't
just
laugh.
hilarious.
Don't laugh. You're irritating me. I mean, as much as she is, you're irritating me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know where your $500 is, madam. I don't know whether your daughter took it or Mr. Kuhn took it. There is just as likely that she took it and spent it on pills as he took it and did something else with it. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. Put your hand down. As far as her property is concerned, I believe this witness that he packed up the property and put it in the breezeway. I believe that he did that. And I don't know who came and got it. I don't know whether she came and got it or you came and got it and you think you're going to put one over on me. I guarantee you're not. Now, you have a counterclaim, sir.
Yes, I do,
Your
Your Honor.
counterclaim is that you voluntarily paid her child support payments.
Correct.
$1,200.
That's right.
That's real nice of you. So why are you bothering me with it now?
Because I was promised that I would be paid back this money, and I can document the fact that I have paid. I have received.
Oh, I believe that you paid, sir. I believe that what you were doing is you were supporting Jamie.
I was keeping her out of jail. She went to jail 5 times.
Listen to me, Mr. Kuhn. All you have to do is say, I'm leaving. Do you understand? Or you're leaving. Do you understand?
I did.
That's all you have to do, which is what you did. But then you can't come to court and sue for money. You paid her child support because you were living together and enjoying her companionship, whatever that was. You don't come to court and sue for it now. Do I make myself clear? You knew she wasn't working. You knew she had no capacity to pay you back.
She was supposed to get a job.
Well, she didn't, and she didn't in 3 years.
That's correct.
Right, good. So your counterclaim's dismissed. She was not alone. And I have no clue what happened to the $500, so her claim is dismissed.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Schonk, you and Miss Casey had a 7-year relationship and lived together for most of that time, I gather. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you had a rather acrimonious breakup, and each of you claim property loss, that the other is holding property that belongs to the other. You claim, in addition, that she filed false police reports about you, indicating that you had assaulted and threatened her, which caused you loss of business and income. So I want you to tell me exactly what it is that you are complaining about, that she owes you.
I have a list here, Your Honor, of the items which were not returned to me. She also threw all my belongings that she did get returned to me in the swimming pool, including books, pictures.
Had you been living together up to that time?
Yes, ma'am, for 7 years.
Okay. And on what date did you leave the house, and under what circumstances?
I believe it was the 6th of May was the date of the restraining order.
Tell me what happened on the 6th of May.
During the day, she was telling me that she was getting a restraining order and having me removed from the property, and I kept telling her that I didn't feel she had a right to a restraining order because I'd been peaceful. She kept on. Well, I got angry, and that night I had a few beers with my friends, and I went to her house. I woke her up quietly. I said, Charlene, we need to talk about this. We need to work this out. She pulled a pillow over her head and yelled at me that tomorrow the police would be escorting me out of there. And I said, how are you going to do that? And she said, well, I'll make something up.
That's not true.
Did the police come the next day?
The police did come that evening, I guess. I don't know. I left and had no further dealings with Charlene since.
Okay. Can I see that list of property, please?
I do have police reports, too.
Just a minute. Okay, you got a lot of stuff here from a 7-year relationship that ends with the statement, all you really want is my horse Elvis, that you value at $4,000.
And my picture of my son.
And your picture of your son. Now,
That
where
I
is this
paid for.
horse?
She told the officer that she wasn't giving me the horse.
Whose horse is it?
Mine.
It was my horse, Your Honor.
My horse.
Just a second.
Sorry.
Tell me when you got the horse.
Your Honor, this horse here is Rowdy. I purchased him early on in the carriage business, and
you and the defendant had started a carriage horse business.
right.
Okay. And you took people around in rides for
Yes, ma'am.
events?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And did weddings and
Okay.
other types of events. I purchased this horse here, and he was really good for the business, but he really hated for people to pet him, that strangers. So we kept looking for another horse. We found another horse. Charlene purchased the other horse, sold this horse, and put the money from this horse into her account to replace the other horse.
Well, how much was
Elvis,
Rowdy?
Elvis cost $1,800, and we sold Rowdy for $2,000.
And you were in business at that time with the
Yes,
defendant?
ma'am.
That you both worked in?
Yes, ma'am. I have the franchise agreement here showing that we were partners in the business.
Let me just see that, please. And what about your son's wall picture? Do you have that, Ms. Casey?
Yeah, I have that. He can have that back.
Fine.
We also had purchased a trailer together, which I have proof of that here also.
It's also a lie.
Did you do any other work, Mr. Schonk, in the time that you were running this carriage business?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you do any other work at the time you were running this carriage
Yes.
business?
I had 2 jobs.
Okay. Now, where's the horse?
The horse is, okay, I bought the horse.
Just I asked you a question. Where's the horse?
The horse has been traded for another carriage.
What'd you do with the money that you got from the Rowdy horse?
That went back into the business.
Fine. I mean, you entered into a business arrangement with him. Sure you did.
I have my sole proprietorship of my business.
What was he doing there? Were you paying him a salary?
He was keeping all the money he made himself. Every
Were you
money
paying
we made,
him a salary?
No. Yes, he was making money off the weddings we did, but as we did downtown work, the money we made nightly, he pocketed in his money. I put mine in my business account. He took his and put it in his pocket. I didn't get none of that money. None of it.
Well, you must have shared expenses in the house.
I paid my bills. He bought horse feed and hay on occasion.
All right.
Okay?
Listen to me. This is very difficult. When people live together and aren't married, it's complicated enough. And then when you enter into a business that each of you work in, it makes it even more difficult. You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis, is that right?
Out of my money.
Stop!
My personal.
You paid $1,800 for this horse, Elvis. You got some money for Rowdy. Rowdy went into the business account.
Right.
Fine. All right. $900 in his picture. Okay. What other property, sir?
This trailer, Your Honor, we bought this trailer together, and she sold the trailer also.
When?
Since 16th of April.
So? You were still living together?
According to the paperwork here, it was supposed to be in both of our names, and I don't know how she sold it without my signature on the title.
Let me see.
I have the title.
Let me see.
Registration. Can I say something?
In a minute. Well, it's registered in the name of Charlene Casey or John Schonk.
On the top line there where I circled, Your Honor, it says if this box is not checked, it's assumed as and.
It says or.
On the application for title,
I don't
it
care
says-
what the application
Okay.
is. This is what the title says.
Okay.
Title says or. How much did you sell the trailer for?
$1.
Prove it.
Well, I sold it to my daughter. I didn't have her sign anything, but I have a promissory note where I borrowed money to buy that trailer, and I paid it in full.
Let me see.
He paid no money towards the trailer, Your Honor. I paid it all. I sold another horse trailer to buy that horse trailer,
And what'd you put it in his name for, too?
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Being nice.
Now you got to pay for it.
Can I show you my other evidence?
Just a second.
Please? Okay.
Listen to me.
All right.
You did it. No court is going to go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to figure out what was going through your mind when you put this in both names. You put it in both names. Do you understand?
Yes, and I know why I did.
I don't know why you did. You wanted to be nice because you were living with him as a family and you were going into business with him. And it was supposed to be a business that you were going to work up, make a living from, whatever. So you can't sell the trailer to your daughter for $1 because that's a lot of who shot John. Don't play with me, madam. Don't play with me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When he threw the phones across the room, I jumped out of bed and grabbed the phones and dialed 911 and stuck it underneath the sheets. He told me that he was going to rape me, and then I clicked off the phone, but she heard him say he was going to F me up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Shonk says ex-girlfriend Charlene Casey threw his belongings into the swimming pool. Charlene says John stole her horse carriage.
What's next, sir? Anything else?
She made false report to Crime Stoppers accusing me of stealing the carriage. This is the original carriage that started the business, and she led them to believe that it was a random burglary that...
Did you take one of the carriages, sir?
I took 2 of them, Your Honor.
2?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are they?
I have them both.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do they cost when they were purchased?
One of them was $4,200, I believe, and the other one was $2,500. There was a lot of other equipment in the business also, Your Honor.
I'm not getting into fax machines,
Right.
photo machines, telephones. I'm getting. No. So you have these 2 carriages?
Yes, ma'am.
And you sold the horse trailer to your daughter for $1. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
That's a wash to me. You keep the carriages. You keep the carriage. You have no horse. You have a horse. You have a horse and no carriage. You have carriages and no horse. Sounds to me perfect.
I have the receipts. I paid for them carriages on my own money, on my personal account.
Listen to me. You don't have a personal account.
Yes,
you
I do.
go into business with him.
Can you look at my evidence, please?
Oh, sure. I'm going to look at your evidence, but you don't seem to get the drill. You can do whatever you like with paperwork, and you can sell something that you believed might be a joint piece of property to your daughter for $1. But that doesn't mean when you come into court, I have to buy it.
Right.
You lived together with this man for 7 years. You started a business.
Off
He
and on.
worked the business. You worked the business. He worked outside. You worked inside. He bought things that you needed for the business. And now you're separated. Now you say, here's all this junk. You figure it out. But you say, I'm going to protect myself the best way I can. I'm going to sell this piece of property to my daughter for $1. You say, I'm taking the carriages, so at least I have something. That may be all you're left with, except the $900 for Elvis and your picture. Now I'll hear you.
Okay, ma'am. I did not file a false accusation. Here's my 911 transcript that when he attacked me and held me against my will, tried to rape me, tried to strangle me. I had marks on my neck. Here's my pictures.
Shh. He was yelling at you.
More than that.
That's all it says.
Well, this is because when he threw the phones across the room, I jumped out of bed and grabbed the phones and dialed 911 and stuck it underneath the sheets. So when he came running back in the room,
it says he was yelling at you.
The 911 officer heard him yelling at me, and then I clicked off the phone, but she heard him say he was going to F me up. And also, when he was attacking me, he told me that he was going to rape me.
Doesn't say that here.
Because I didn't have 911 phone call on at that time. This is when he first attacked me.
Yeah.
And here's my pictures of the mark he put on my neck, how he busted in my room. And I tried to call for my son for help. I tried to get my arm to raise the window up to call for my son for help. He hurt my arm. That's why he left, because I had 911 on the other line, and he ran out the back door, and then the police came, and I went that day and got my injunction.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Shonk claims ex-girlfriend Charlene Casey damaged his property by throwing it in the swimming pool. John says she also owes for the cost of a horse.
When you went out to do weddings, who drove the carriages?
We both did.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. You both drove the carriages?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
For the first year or more, we only owned one carriage, Your
And
Honor.
at that time, we took turns. He would take a ride, I would take a ride. And then when I got my father's inheritance money, I went and I bought the other 2 carriages. I bought 3 horses, and I bought driving lines. I bought $1,500 worth of harnesses.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Mr. Shonk, your sole source of income was from these carriage horses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any other source of income?
When we originally started the carriage business, I had a full-time job for the first 2 to 3.
Did you have any savings?
No, ma'am.
So it is a fair statement that Miss Casey makes when she tells me that she, in fact, invested the vast majority of the money for the property that formed the business,
Yes, ma'am.
then how can you claim that you own these carriages that you took?
I originally bought the first carriage. I started the business.
No, you originally bought one carriage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And horse and harness.
Just a second. With what is my question?
With what? I was working a full-time job at the time, and I sold my horse.
Which horse?
I had a horse before the carriage. We had horses all along.
I see. So how much did you put in when you started the business?
When we started the business, the first carriage was, I believe, $2,500. I'm not exactly sure of the price, but
okay.
it was right in that neighborhood.
And where
The
is that
first
carriage
horse-
now?
The first horse was $2,000.
Where is that carriage now?
I had that carriage.
How many carriages do you have altogether?
I have two.
So the other carriage belongs to her?
And
Yes,
half
ma'am.
of the other one belongs to me, too.
The other carriage belongs to her?
One carriage belongs to her. And
So why didn't you give it back to her?
well, this was another carriage, the third carriage that we owned. She changed the locks on the storage unit. Didn't allow me to work at all.
After I got my injunction. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I had nothing. She had my horse. She had all my belongings, everything, and I just took whatever I could take. Because
All right, we have to give her back that carriage. Now, is there any way of identifying that carriage from the other carriage?
Yes.
How?
It's white with red velvet seats. It was made in Canada, and it has a stamp on the back.
Your Honor, this carriage was given to me as a gift right here, and she has it at her house.
That one goes back to her in 5 days. The one that she's just described, and I will prepare the order. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, do you have one that belongs to him at your
No.
house? What is the one he's talking about?
I have no idea. I never.
She bought this maroon carriage and gave it to me as a gift. She
That's
said,
a lie.
"This is your carriage. The
That's
white
a
one
lie.
that I'm buying is mine."
Forget it!
Okay.
Now, you get $900 and you get the picture of your son. You will return to her within 5 days the carriage. And I'm not satisfied that there was not an incident in the room after examining the photographs. I think that you had a couple too many beers, Mr. Shank. Now,
I agree.
your countersuit is for lost wages and future income.
Right.
Forget it. You want the return and value of personal property. So you're getting
Right.
back one of your carriages.
And my harnesses.
How many harnesses do you have?
I have two harnesses, Your
One
Honor.
goes to her, one goes to you. Anything else?
Okay, this is a receipt that I paid $1,273 of the carriage that he says that he paid for.
Listen to me.
And this is my.
I've given you absolutely more time than anybody else
Here it
would
is.
give you with regard to this. With
my
regard to
draft
this
horse
stuff.
harness right here.
Just listen to me
Okay.
carefully. It is absolutely impossible without experts who can value a business, who can value what everything is worth now, 2 years later, 3 years later from when you purchase them, to make a judgment. This is not a marriage. Now, if you've been married, something else. Then you get somebody who will value all of your joint and single property and say, we're going to divide it in half, you take half, because it's all marital property. You have some receipts. You paid for some stuff. He paid with his time and working in the business. You now have horses and carriages. You now have a carriage. Uno.
Ma'am.
One carriage. Quiet. One carriage. You have no horse. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Maybe you want to buy one.
He stole I had
She
no
has
way
two
to go to
carriages
work.
right now also.
Sir, ma'am.
And a hay wagon.
I had no way to go to work. I have 2 minor children at home. He stole every way I had to make a living. He stole the tool that was to fix the other carriage. So
You
3
spent
weeks.
7 years of your life with him.
No, the business was in my name only. I have my occupational license for the past 3 years. It's in
was
my
he
name only.
My question is, so you're saying he was a paid employee?
He was an employee.
Did you pay taxes for him as an employee?
No.
Goodbye.
I tried to get him to pay taxes. I tried to get him to pay
Goodbye.
his taxes. He wouldn't pay them.
No, listen to me. My question is, he may not have paid them. Did you file?
I tried
Pay
to
his.
get him
Listen
to
to
go.
me. Did you pay his Social Security? Did you give him a W-2 or a 1099?
I tried
whatever
to
you
get him to do
no,
it.
No. Listen to me, madam. Come over here, sir. Don't walk out on me.
I'm
Put
sorry.
your back on me. I walk out on you.
Okay.
Did you 1099 him at the end of the year that this is what he earned? The answer is no.
No, because I asked him to go with me, and he would not go.
He doesn't have to go anywhere with you, madam. All you have to do is 1099 him, send it into the...
The matter of Evans, Cunningham versus Evans. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Cunningham, Mr. Evans was your husband.
Yes,
And you
ma'am.
have one child?
Yes, ma'am.
A boy who is in high school now.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that a couple of years ago, the two of you agreed that if your son got straight A's or good grades, that when he was a senior in high school, the two of you would chip in to buy a car.
Yes, ma'am.
You purchased a car for your son, and the defendant did not contribute half the money for the car.
That is correct, ma'am.
Unfortunately, the car that you purchased for your son blew an engine within a relatively short period of time, and you were forced to go out and buy another car for him.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not asking Mr. Evans to pay for that second car, but you want him to pay his half of the first car, which no longer exists. Is that right? That's what you're suing for?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Evans says that you didn't consult him about the car, and he's not paying.
That's correct.
Okay. So, how long have you been divorced?
We've been divorced, ma'am, almost 10 to 11 years. I've known Mr. Evans since I was 16 years old.
Okay. Now, when did you purchase this car for your son? The first one?
The first car, ma'am, was 19 July of this year from my neighbor.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Honda Accord, ma'am, four-door sedan.
And how much did you pay for the car?
The car cost $1,770.
When did you discuss this purchase with your husband?
Beginning the month of May 2004.
What did you say to him, and what did he say to you?
He stated, that's good. Does the body look good on the car? Does the car run well? And I stated yes, that my neighbor showed me where he maintained the maintenance on the car periodically. He stated that that's fine, go ahead with the purchase.
Is that right?
No.
Well, tell me what happened when she called you.
She called me and told me that her neighbor was selling a car for $1,500. She said that he was moving or something and that she could get the car. I told her, well, what kind of car is it? Because I haven't seen the car. Can I come check the car out or look at the car? She said that she know her neighbor pretty well because he lives right next door and that he takes good care of his cars and that she figured that it was good because she know him and she didn't think that he would sell her anything that wasn't
in good shape.
Right.
And what did you say to her?
I told her that, okay, then let me look at the car. You know,
well,
so
you should listen to me, Mr. Evans. Let's not dance around with each other, sir.
Okay.
If things make sense, they make sense. It makes sense that she told you about this car and you said, well, I'd like to take a look at it.
Correct.
That makes sense. And she said, well, I don't think, according to you, I don't think I have to take a look at it. This is my neighbor. I know him very well. I know that he's taken good care of the car. I've seen the records on the car. And then you have to say something else. Either you say to her, well, I still want to take a look at it and I'll call and make an appointment, or you say to her, fine. Now, which is it?
I told her I still wanted to look at the car. I asked her when was the guy moving and when it was the last day that she was going to actually get the car. She didn't actually purchase the car from the guy until the day before he left.
So why didn't you go over there and take a look at it?
He did, ma'am.
Shh.
No,
Just a second. He did?
Yes, ma'am.
When did he go over there, Miss Cunningham?
Ma'am, he did a drive-by of the car in June.
When you say a drive-by?
The car is parked in front of the neighbor's yard, and I shared with him, it was on a Sunday evening, he was picking up our son. I stated that the car is parked in the front yard of my neighbor. When you pick Kelvin up, you can pass by and see the car. He acknowledged that the car was showroom clean, based on the outside of the body.
I never met the neighbor, so I don't...
Just a second. You don't have to meet the neighbor, Mr. Evans.
Well, I'm saying as far as going to his yard and stuff.
Mr. Evans,
yes,
did you
ma'am.
ask for the neighbor's name?
No, because...
Just a second. Is there any reason why you didn't ask for the neighbor's name?
Because I asked her to set it up so we could go by and look at it
What's
together.
wrong with you? She's already looked at the car. If you want to look at the car, Mr. Evans, you have to be proactive.
Asking her to set it up with a neighbor that she already knows is proactive. I just can't go to this man's house and just
No,
say,
it isn't. Listen to me. Baloney. Listen, Mr. Evans. Baloney. I'm sympathetic with you to this. When I read your answer to this extent, you said, well, she bought this car, she didn't ask for my input, and if she bought the car without asking for my input, I'm not paying for half. That's what you said. in your answer, right?
That is correct.
And I'm telling you that I was sympathetic with that answer because I think that it's wrong for someone, if in fact it's true, for Miss Cunningham to say, listen, we agreed 2 years ago we were going to buy my son a car. I saw my neighbor's car, I liked the car. I went and bought the car, and then I presented my ex-husband with half the bill. And my ex-husband said to me, I'm not paying for half the bill on this car that you picked out yourself because I didn't have any input. That's what you're saying, and I was sympathetic. But that's not what happened, Mr. Evans. No.
Judge, I never saw the car.
That's your fault. That's your fault. You have 2 eyes, you have a mouth, you have a finger that can do the walking through the yellow pages and the white pages. I am speaking. I am speaking, sir. Now, certain things make sense, and I've been in this business a long time. What kind of work do you do, sir?
Manage a payday loan store.
And if somebody doesn't give you the money, what do you do?
We try calling them and getting them to come in and
Now, when you try calling them, let's say, put your papers down. Let's say you have their address.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have a telephone number.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Mail them a letter.
Did you ever think of calling information to get a telephone number? Have you ever done that, Mr. Evans? You know exactly where I'm going, sir. You get information, you try to get it from information. You take out a phone book, you turn to the white pages and see in the white pages whether there's an address that corresponds with that. Or you can do both and mail them a letter.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm saying to you, Mr. Evans, you are a smart man. You're a businessman. If you wanted to take a look at this car, inside and out, all you had to do was be a little proactive.
She never gave me the person's name.
No, she doesn't have to give you. Listen to me. You ask. You did not ask.
Judge, I asked Barbara to let me come by and look at the car.
He had a key. Shh. Don't ask Barbara. Barbara has taken care of your son for the last 11 years.
Barbara and I have taken care of our son for the last 11 years.
No.
Let's get it straight.
Barbara and I have taken care of our son.
1, 2. You know what?
Barbara
you know
has
what
not taken care of our son by herself. I have always been there for my child,
Just
and
a second.
I don't want her to be in court saying that.
I'm speaking. Don't speak over me.
Yes, ma'am.
Who has primary physical custody of your son?
Kelvin is with Barbara because Kelvin...
Don't tell me because. Who has primary...
I do.
You do. Let me see the papers that give you primary physical custody.
I don't have them with me.
Okay.
When we got a divorce, Judge...
Barbara, turn around.
When we got a divorce years ago, I had primary custody of our son. I had him for the 9 months he was in school. She had him for the summer months. That's in the divorce decree. Okay, after Kelvin stayed with me for the first 4 years, then with Barbara kept calling and complaining and crying to him, saying how much this and how much that, he asked me, he said, Daddy, can I go stay with my mom, son? I said, okay, son, I don't have a problem with that. If that's what you want to do, I'll let you do that. I moved so I can be close to him. Barbara got transferred again to Colorado. I moved out to Colorado so I can still be close to my son. She got transferred to St. Louis. I moved to St. Louis so I can still be close to my one and only son, so I could be there for him to help raise him. So with her coming up in here saying that I have not helped and I have not been there for my son, that is downright ridiculous.
So then I'm asking you, sir, if you did all this moving from one city to another city to another city, with all that entails for moving, so for the last 6 years, he's been living with his mother. You've moved. So for the last 6 years, full-time, she's been the full-time custodial parent, and you've moved so that you could accommodate her work. Whatever that was, you've moved because you thought it was in your child's best interest. You moved, you've changed, you've gotten an apartment, you've got turned on gas, electric, telephone, you've moved, you've transferred registrations on cars, and you're telling me that you couldn't find out the name of the neighbor who lives next door so you could go and look at the car? Mr. Evans, I don't buy it.
Judge, if she had allowed me the opportunity to do that before she moved ahead, then that's what would have happened. But she did not allow me the opportunity.
Oh, stop
that's
it.
just like after the car.
Stop crying.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
The cops told me they allowed her to break in because if you lock yourself out, you're allowed to break in.
Police told her she was allowed to break in to get her stuff? Is that what you just said to me?
The police allow you to break in if you lock yourself out.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Evans Cunningham says ex-husband Bruce Evans owes for his share of a Honda Accord purchased for their son. Bruce says Barbara didn't consult him first.
Now, I find first that you did in fact agree to pay for half the car. That she in good faith called you and said to you before she purchased the car, I have the ability to purchase this car that I think is a good deal. You said to her, is it a good car? I'd like to come and take a look at it. You're leaving it up to her. And she's a working gal too, I gather, because you say that you moved to accommodate her career, which means that she probably earns more than you do. So that she's a busy girl. So instead of you making the appointment with the neighbor, because I'm sure this is a perfectly nice person that she purchased the car from, and you're not a bad man. I mean, you're not an ex-convict, are you?
No.
Good. So the neighbor wouldn't suggest, I don't want him near me, or near my house, or near my children, or near my family. You're just a nice man. You're a nice man who's got a child who needs a car, a teenager. And you say, listen, I want to come and take the car out because I understand that my ex-wife wants to buy it. That's a very simple thing. Very simple. You chose not to do that. You chose to say, you make the arrangements. And when she didn't make the arrangements, she said to you, give me the $850. You said no. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $850. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Bruce has been very downright evil to me. He has always manipulated the system. He has never held a full-time job in his whole life.
My ex-wife is just disgruntled. That's all it is.
I have no reason to be disgruntled and upset because I have a very wonderful life. And my life got better after I got rid of him.
For her to get in court and say that I'm not there to take care of my son or not help with my son is just downright ridiculous.
I'm going to applaud and scream with hallelujah when you're out of all of your money. You're nothing but a freeloader.
So Barbara just got some evil ways about her, I guess, and that's all it is.
Don't have babies for men that don't take care of their responsibilities.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Dutcher Wilson versus Lake. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Melissa Wilson and her mother, Sue Dutcher, are suing Melissa's half-sister, 23-year-old college student Beth Lape, for the return of Melissa's personal belongings. Beth is countersuing for rent and for a broken front door.
Melissa.
Yes.
You are how old?
17.
This is your sister.
Yes.
These two young ladies are your daughters. Is that right?
That's correct.
According to your complaint, Melissa, you moved in with your sister.
Yes.
And you have a child who's 4 years old?
Yes, I do.
And you moved in with your child.
Yes, I did.
It didn't work out. You left.
Yes.
And your sister refuses to return property that she says she has that belongs to you, and she acknowledges that she has property that belongs to you. She says you can have the property back when you pay her what you owe her in rent. As far as her counterclaim against your mother is concerned, she says that you have harassed her and some other nonsense, which I'm sure she'll tell me about when I give her a brief opportunity. What property do you have that belongs to your sister?
Clothing, personals, a couple toys of her daughter's.
Why haven't you given it back to her?
When she stayed with me, what happened at the beginning of August of this year, she had called me. We started talking more often, 2-3 times a day. She wanted to move into the city because she lived about an hour away from the city. And she expressed to me on several occasions she wanted to come stay with me. And I said, all right, the first couple of weeks she moved, I went and got her on the 17th of August. She wanted to stay. I said, you know, the rest of the month, the 2 weeks, you know, fill out applications. You don't have to worry about, you know, just pick up after yourself. And if I need to babysit here and there, you know, for that or whatever, then that's okay.
Prior to moving into your house, who was she living with?
She was living with her father and stepmother.
Let me cut to the chase, my dear. Your sister is 17 years old. You can't make a contract with her for rent. Do you understand?
I understand. Yes, I do understand.
Good! That's what the law says. The law says unless a court has emancipated her, and I don't hear that any court has emancipated her, she's 17 and she cannot enter into a binding contract to pay you rent. You cannot withhold her property. Do you understand? Good. So 5 days from today, you are to box her property and make sure you box it appropriately and keep it all in
I already
good
boxed it
order.
up. Yeah.
And she will make arrangements to come and pick it up.
Thank
Understood?
You. Yes.
All right. Now, you have a counterclaim against your mother. You want to tell me what that's about?
Yes. On the 8th of October, they had come to my house.
For what?
She had to get her stuff. She had a key.
Okay, she came to your house to get her property
With the
that you
cops.
previously would not give her.
Exactly.
Okay.
She came with a cop. They kicked in the door. Now, she had a key. I still don't understand why they kicked in my door.
Who kicked in your door? Both
of them. I have a police report if you'd like to see it.
Now, where were you when they kicked in the door?
I was upstairs in my children's room laying my youngest one down for a nap. The door was closed. We were... I'm sorry.
How do you know that your mother kicked in the door?
The police told me that.
That's hearsay.
It's in a police report. They both kicked it in. And also my witness. She did see the incident, what happened that day.
Step up. Are you a neighbor of hers or a friend of hers?
I'm her half-sister.
When did you arrive at her home that day?
I'd say between about 4:30 and 5 o'clock.
Were you there when the police arrived?
When I pulled up, there was 2 police cars. I noticed her mother's van there, also her other sister's vehicle there. I noticed Mrs. Dutcher and Miss Wilson exiting Beth's house, yelling and screaming, shouting profanities, so forth, in front of all her neighbors. My nephews were present. They're 2 and 6, confused.
So that my question to you is, you did not see anybody kick in the door?
No.
How did you push in the door?
She unlocked the door with a key. She had a child's riding vehicle jammed between the wall and the door so that we couldn't push it all the way open. And a part of the door did break. It wasn't the lock on the door, but it was the part in the door jamb. Okay. The latch.
The cops told me they allowed her to break in because if you lock yourself out, you're allowed to break in.
Oh, just a minute.
Yeah,
Wait. I mean, I told you that's hearsay, but you're telling me now that the police told her she was allowed to break in to get her stuff? Is that what you just said to me?
The police allow you to break in if you lock yourself out.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Yeah. So
you're allowed to break in, but it's a rental property. You're still responsible for it.
Just a second.
You're still responsible for the door.
Me?
What are you talking about? You're still responsible for the door. If you break your own property, it's a rental property. You still have to pay for it.
Let me tell you something, my dear.
Then the landlord would sue us.
Let me tell you something, my dear. It could all have been avoided if when your sister left, you let her take her clothing, the baby's toys, and said this didn't work out. Mm-hmm. What you said to her was, you're not getting the stuff until I get the rent. That's what you said. That's what you said in your answer.
No, I know that.
So, so you caused the problem yourself. You cannot withhold her property.
I didn't make her lock. She had a key.
Grow up. The case is just, listen to me. You're getting your stuff back 5 days from today.
This is case number 545 on the calendar in the matter of Stevens versus Ely Ford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Stevens, it is your claim that the 2 defendants, one of whom is your brother-in-law, were involved in a shootout in a club parking lot, which caused damage to your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is the brother-in-law? What's your last name, sir? Owen. Okay, when did this happen?
January 7th, at about 3:30 in the morning.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I had the misfortune of that morning of going to the clubhouse. It's like an after-hour place that once all the clubs close, we head out and we go to this motorcycle club. And I was standing outside talking with some friends, and these 2 vehicles pull up. And
what kind of vehicles?
One was a later model Plymouth and a late model Cadillac. And they parked about 30 feet away from one another. I informed the gentleman that they were going to have to move the car because the clubhouse is on a very, very narrow street. And whenever someone parks on one side, there's motorcycles on the other side. So it's hard for traffic to get through. And they don't...
So you told them that they were going to have to move the cars?
Yes. And he said, okay, sure. And so I continued talking with my friends. Some time went by, I say about 15, 20 minutes. There were members from the clubhouse coming out, asking them, could you move the cars? Could you move the cars? And they would say, sure, yeah, I'll move the cars.
But they were in the cars?
Yes.
They remained in the cars?
Yes. So this went on for about, about 40 minutes. And then some more members came out, and they asked the guys to move the cars again. And they said, sure. And they went back in, and they didn't move the cars.
Who went back in?
The other members of the club.
Meanwhile, the 2 strangers in these 2 vehicles remained in their cars?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
They had moved, so my brother-in-law came out. He was about to get going here, and I know him.
I don't understand that. You have to explain that to me.
He was about to get after these guys to get them to move the cars. He's kind of like the enforcer there. He's
not true, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's the guy that they want on the gate. He's the guy that makes sure everybody pays. He's the guy that doesn't take any crap off of anybody. So I immediately headed him off. I caught him in the middle of the street before he could approach the gentleman, and we were face to face. And I basically told him, hey, look, man, these guys got guns, man. Don't come out here talking.
How do you know that they had guns?
They showed me guns.
When did they show you the guns?
About the third time that they were asked to move the cars. One of them, the guy, I know him as Big Mike. He stood back and he lifted his shirt.
Stood back how?
He got out of his car, and he stood back, and he said, nobody better, can I swear? He said, nobody better say a thing to my brother. And he pulled up his gun, he said, I'm gonna bust a cap in your. So, when this happens, I immediately go in and tell some of the other guys, members of the club that are behind the bar, I said, hey, don't come out here talking crazy, man, these guys have guns. Once my brother-in-law came out.
You stopped him and said, don't go over there.
I said, don't go over there, man, we were face to face. He was heading towards me, and I was heading, and I met him in the street. I said, hey, man, look, I put both arms up around him like this, and I was walking him back. I said, let's just go back in here, man, and let this stuff cool down, because these guys are stupid. As we are going, as I'm backing him into the compound, the other defendant, Mr. James Ely, he kind of comes out and kind of walks sideways down the fence with his gun in the air like this, waving it like it's... He came out and he had it up in the air, doing it like this. So I get Peanut in, I get my brother-in-law in, and then Ely kind of walks in behind us. Okay, we're all inside the compound.
So now you're all in the club.
Right, we're all back in, there's a little compound area. We're back inside the fence. It's a fenced-off area. Okay, about a minute and a half goes by, and I hear, pow, pow. And then I hear Mr. James say, oh, I've been hit. And then he turns and he starts firing. Just shooting wildly at random, just firing a 9mm Glock, just shooting it. And then I see my brother-in-law. I didn't even know he had a gun until I saw him shooting the gun. So I'm out there in the streets with two guys with guns, and I don't have one.
So your car was hit by gunfire?
Yes, ma'am.
So how are you certain that it was either of the two defendants' guns that caused the damage to your car?
Well, the guys were shooting in they were shooting towards the clubhouse, and so they were returning fire towards the guys.
Towards your car?
Right, because the guy that shot Mr. James, his car was parked parallel to mine.
Where were you shot, Mr. James?
I was shot in the chest on the right side, went in the right side, out underneath here, and in my arm. The bullet is still in my arm. I'm right-handed.
Either of you have licenses for these pistols?
I didn't have a pistol. That's why I do have a concealed weapons permit, but I didn't have a weapon that night. I got a police report here with 5 witnesses say what happened.
Let me see the report.
And none of them ever said I had a gun. And the way he's describing the whole situation is totally untrue.
Well, let me hear your version of it.
Okay. The situation up till us coming out the gate is about true. We go across the street. Nathaniel's ahead of me. He's talking to the guys. I walk over there. All of a sudden, I see one of his friends pull a gun out behind Nathaniel. I said, no, you can't do that. By that time, there's a crowd of people out in the streets looking at this. So we back up and walk into the yard. It's a fenced-off yard. We're standing in there maybe 2-3 minutes later. I look through the gate. It's a cyclone fence. I look in the gate and I see something shiny. And it's a guy with a gun poking through the gate, and he shot me in the left arm, then in the right chest. I go down on the ground, and all I hear is some gunfire, and these guys across the street is shooting up the world, and where his car is parked was, how can you say, if we were facing east, his car was north of that.
All right. Sometime earlier, before this gunfire erupted, you told me that you saw people who you considered suspect. Dangerous enough to go and warn everybody. Listen to me carefully, sir. One of them exited the car and pulled out a gun from his waistband. My question to you is, why at that moment did you not immediately go into the clubhouse, call the police, and indicate someone had menaced you with a gun?
Well, that was I'm not a member of the club, okay? I don't have access to a cell phone or anything. This is why I went in to tell these guys.
No, Mr. Stevens.
Why didn't they call the cops?
You're just shifting responsibility, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Clarence Stevens says during a gun battle outside a biker bar, his car was shot up. He says Nathaniel Ford and James Ely owe for repairs.
You saw them get out of the car, one of them, pull out a gun, threaten you, anybody else, whoever else was there, You can't tell me you're not a club member, so you couldn't go and use the phone.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
This is why I told you.
He has free access to the clubhouse. We know who Clarence is. He come in and out. We talk and socialize.
Your Honor, I don't come to the club like this and get on the phone and do all these things. I don't want them to sit here and make it seem like I'm like a brother to these guys. It's not that. That's not the case at all.
Mr. Stevens, instead of trying to anticipate what you're going to say, why don't you listen to me? When you saw this person who was clearly out for no good because it ended up him shooting somebody, why didn't you go in and call the police? And don't tell me you're not a club member and you didn't have a cell phone. I don't want to hear that.
I didn't have any access to the phone, Your Honor. I was outside talking to my friend. I went in to tell them not to come out. I said, these guys out here have guns, thinking that maybe they would call the cops.
Why didn't you call the police?
I didn't have a phone, Your Honor.
Mr. Stevens, you didn't have a phone, so fix your car. I don't know whose guns caused the damage to your car.
Can I say something? Your Honor, look, this kind of stuff, you see this picture? Just last week on the 10th, these kinds of things have been happening for the last 14 months. This lady's dead, Your Honor. She's got 3 kids. You see what I'm saying? This kind of stuff goes on. Nobody called the cops down there then. These guys are irresponsible.
I beg your pardon, I was on the phone.
Just a second, Mr. Stevens. This is a court, so I have to fix responsibility. And I am not saying that any actions that they involved themselves in on that day was appropriate. Certainly, even according to your complaint, before there was any gunfire, exchange of gunfire, this gentleman was shot, and then gunfire erupted back and forth. So I want you to listen to me very carefully, sir. Who did you go to the club with that night?
Myself.
Okay. So it's 3:30 in the morning. You've already been to another club. How did you get to the club?
I drove.
And I assume that you weren't intoxicated?
No.
Perfect. So if you see a guy with a gun around the location where, according to you, people get shot, people get killed, you get in your car, you go home, you call the police. If you're concerned, if you're a concerned citizen, that's what you do. But you stayed for 40 minutes. So you see this...
I didn't go inside.
What?
I didn't go inside except for to warn them.
You stayed for 40 minutes.
But I was out after I went in to tell them that the guys had guns, and then I came back outside, Your Honor.
Why?
I was getting ready to go.
No, getting ready to go is not going. You say, I'm leaving. I've warned you guys. You do what you want to do. I'm getting in my car and going. But if you stay outside, and what happened was he used the gun. And then there was an exchange of gunfire. I can't hold them responsible. They may have behaved badly, but you behaved irrationally by staying. I can't help you, Mr. Stevens. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were his friends out there with the gun disturbing everything.
I had no idea there was going to be a shootout.
Your Honor saw through his little lies and so on and everything.
He could have got killed at the club.
It went from $1,700 to fix his car, and next thing I'm looking at paperwork, $2,400, you know. So, yes, it was about money.
I just asked for enough to get the car fixed. I didn't ask for any punitive damages or anything of that sort.
Oh, well, you got all the responsibility. Don't work that way. Life is not that way.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of England versus Martin. Step forward, please.
43-year-old restaurant porter Greg England is suing the mother of his child, 29-year-old cook Heather Martin, for 5 months' worth of their daughter's Social Security checks. Heather says she kept the money because Greg wasn't paying his child support.
Mr. England, according to your complaint, you and the defendant have a child together. Child, a little girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's 5 years old.
She's now 7, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, the child receives Social Security disability checks each month as a result of the fact that her mother is legally blind. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
There came a time when the child came into your custody, and it is your claim that the defendant kept the child's Social Security checks for 5 months while the child was in your physical custody. That's your complaint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did the child always live with her mother?
She lived with her mother, Your Honor, all the way up until 2000 when I had a weekend visit. She came to me. And
when in 2000?
July of 2000.
Go ahead.
Actually, Your Honor, it's June 10th of 2000.
Anyway, Your Honor, upon the child coming on her visit, putting on her swimsuit, I had noticed a bruise mark exceeding past the swimsuit part. I have a picture here.
I'll see it.
I then notified the Columbus Police Department to have a report made in my home, and from that point on, I took her to Children's Hospital where this picture was taken.
All right, and I gather from the papers that I read that the child was physically abused by a male friend of yours. Is that right, Ms.
Yes,
Martin?
Yes, ma'am. That was the original claim, yes. The case had actually been bumped down to a neglect case.
Against you?
Yes.
What date, sir, were you awarded custody?
Full custody was on the 17th of 2001 of August.
Did you receive any Social Security checks from June 10th of 2000 to August of 2001?
March of 2001 is when I started receiving them.
What was the amount of each check that you received for the child?
$312.
Now, when you received those checks, Ms. Martin, what did you do with them?
I spent those checks on school clothes, snacks and food for her. I also used that on electric, gas, phone bills, because of the fact I wasn't receiving any kind of child support from him for the whole 4 years that I was supporting her.
Okay. Mr. England,
Yes, ma'am.
was there ever a time that you lived with Miss Martin?
We lived together from 93 to 96.
From 1996 until June of 2000, were you under a child support order, sir?
No, ma'am. We had a verbal agreement to $50 per paycheck, or $100 per paycheck, because I got paid bi-weekly.
Do you have any proof, sir, that you actually paid this money?
No, ma'am, I don't. I didn't have any receipts from her.
How many times did you give her this money, sir, over the course of the 4 years?
Every other week.
Are you testifying, Mr. England, under oath, sir, that for the entire 4-year period you gave her no less than $200 a month?
That is correct, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Well, why wouldn't you, Miss Martin, if he wasn't paying you, as you agreed, why wouldn't you pursue child support?
Actually, in May of 2000, I got tired of asking for money all the time. I mean, I even have letters here that he had left for me at my door saying that he wasn't going to pay me any money. I mean, if you'd like that, I can give them to you.
Oh, I'd like to see anything, because he has no proof that he gave you any money, but he testified that he did. This is a very nasty note, Mr. England. This looks as if there had been ongoing problems with regard to your seeing your daughter. Did that have anything to do with money, Mr. England?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me
for
what it
over
had to
6
do-
months, she absolutely refused. In 90 to 99, she refused, and for 6 months to allow me to see the daughter.
That's Why?
Have any contact with her at
Tell
all.
me why, Mr. England.
At
Were
that
you
time,
paid-
I was not working.
So you were not paying any child support. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you told me before, sir, that each month from 1996 until June of 2000 you had paid regularly $200 a month, that was not true.
With the exception of that 6-month time, yes, ma'am.
So you didn't pay for 6 months.
Your Honor, actually, it was only 3 months that she was not allowed to visit him.
Why wasn't she allowed to visit him?
Because I wasn't being paid any money that he agreed to.
You stopped your daughter from seeing him for a 3-month period because he wasn't paying child support. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that I assume that the remainder of the time he was paying child support.
Actually, ma'am, he was not paying child support.
Okay, then I'm not getting into it. You know, I had a certain amount of sympathy for you, Miss Martin, when I read your answer and you said in your sworn statement, and I'm going to read the last line of it, it says, Greg has some nerve suing me for 5 checks when he didn't give me more than $50 in all the years that she lived with me. Well, that's not true. That's what you wrote. But that's not true. There was a period of time, he says he wasn't working, whether that or not, you chose to say, you can't see your daughter because you're not sending me support. That's what you're telling me. Wrong! Child's right to see non-custodial parent does not rest with the issue of support. That's between 2 adults.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Well, you understand that, but what you did was you just told me that you didn't let her see her father because he wasn't paying you support. You just told me that. It's become an easier case. All right, 5 times 312 is 1560. Judgment for the plaintiff. Don't ever use a child as a tool in a dispute between the parents. That's all.
Buddy Judge Torrey versus Silva. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Vittori, how many years had you and the defendant been living together?
10 years.
Not married?
No.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
8 and 3.
When did you separate?
February 20th.
According to the defendant, you put her out of the house. Is that right?
Yes, I did. There's a good reason.
Just a second. Where are the children?
I have the 8-year-old. She has a 3-year-old.
Are you currently involved in any custody proceeding
Yes, we
involving
are.
the children?
Yes.
Okay. Now, according to your complaint, the defendant owes you some money.
Yes.
That she signed your name to some checks and something about $1,000 for 3 boxing tickets that you told her to buy, and she didn't buy the tickets. The defendant says she doesn't owe you any money, that as a matter of fact, you are holding her clothes hostage. You threw her out, and she couldn't even get her clothes. So far correct?
Yeah.
All right. What does she owe you money for, sir?
She owes me $1,000 for 3 boxing tickets that I gave her.
Well, you didn't give her the boxing tickets.
I gave
you
her
gave
$1,000.
When?
Sometime in October.
Your Honor, if I may, that's wrong.
I don't want to hear you.
Okay.
Yes?
And now she says that she doesn't have no boxing tickets of mine.
Now she says she doesn't have the tickets.
She has the tickets.
So you want the tickets.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What else?
I give her permission to make checks out for the bills. Now I found out she's making checks to her bookstore that she works at. She's making checks out to her sister-in-law. I don't give permission for that.
You lived together as a family for 10 years, is
Yes,
that
we
right?
did.
Did you have one bank account?
It was under my name.
Okay, his name was under. You had one bank account.
Yes.
Did you work?
Yes, I did.
Did you work?
Yes.
No, she didn't. She just got a job about 6 months ago.
Okay, so prior to the 6 months, she was staying home. Pay attention. Don't
Okay.
shake your head no, because you haven't heard my question
Okay.
yet. Prior to 6 months ago, she was staying home with the children while you worked.
Yes.
So she was the homemaker.
Something like that, yes.
So what do you mean she only had permission to write checks for the bills? What does that mean?
I told her to make checks out for the pay the
What do you
bills.
mean you told her?
To pay
What does
the
that mean you
bills.
told her?
I
You're
asked her
living
to pay the
together for
bills.
10 years. You have 2 children together. If she wants to make out payment to a bookstore, she makes out a payment to a bookstore. She wants to write a check for this, she writes a check for this. That's what you do when you have one bank account and you're living together as a family for 10 years. Who put you in charge?
It's under my name.
I don't care. I don't care. Who put you in charge? You
guess
think
I-
you're the only one who's working?
Yes.
No! No, Mr. Vittori.
Okay.
You don't think it's work staying home and taking care of 2 babies?
Oh, believe me, yes, it is.
Well, where was her compensation? Did you pay her every week?
No, I just paid the rent.
No.
car.
Did you pay her every week?
Well, yeah, we went out. I treated her.
No. Did you pay her every week for her work?
No, I guess not.
She took care of the house. You took care of the work. You didn't like her job as a homemaker, sir? You don't make another baby with her. You have an 8-year-old, then you had a 3-year-old who woke up in the middle of the night when they had to be fed. Who?
The mother.
Right, that was her job.
Yes.
So if you have a job, and if you want to treat this as a business, and she's staying home and taking care of the house, then you pay her every week. You didn't pay her every week. You had one bank account. You lived as a family. You chose not to get married for whatever reason. That's it. Stop complaining to me that she wrote checks out. I'm not interested after 10 years. And 2 children later. Whose idea was it, by the way, not to get married?
I guess both of ours. Under 5.
Was it your idea?
In the beginning of the relationship, I did want to get married. He didn't want to.
Well, that's convenient. That gives you control. Wrong. Do you have his boxing tickets, by the way? Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen. You have his boxing tickets?
No, I don't, because they were purchased by my mother and my sister-in-law, so I don't even have them.
I want you to get them. He gave you the money for them?
No, he did not. He was supposed to give the money to my mother, and according to my mother, she has not received any money for it.
I have her taped.
I'd like to hear it.
He's actually not supposed to be taking
I have
it.
a restraining order.
Listen to me. You want to change your answer?
No.
You sure?
Don't speak to her. Speak to me. Go
You want
ahead.
me to play it?
Yeah.
One more thing. The tickets for the De La Hoya fight, the tickets that I bought for the De La Hoya fight.
What you do with that situation, what you just mentioned, I want to see what you're going to do with that. If you're going to piss me off, you can say goodbye to your tickets. I'm waiting till after March 18th to see what you do. Because basically, I'm going in there to share my custody with my kids with you because you are their father. But if you take it further and you want to do that, then we'll see who's playing who.
Vanessa, I bought 3 tickets out of my own money for the Oscar De La Hoya tickets. And you will not give me my tickets.
I'm waiting to see what your sick is going to do March 18th. If we walk out of there with smiles on our faces, you can guarantee you'll get your ticket.
Okay, Vanessa.
Pissed off at each other, don't even...
Vanessa, see, that's what I'm saying. We can work these...
Okay. Get him his tickets. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Get him his
but-
tickets.
Your Honor.
What?
He has taken me to CPS with for my daughter.
I don't want to hear from
my
you yet.
8-year-old daughter. He has poisoned her. He has made her turn against me. We are in a big battle. He has not given me my clothes.
Miss Silva, pay attention to me. I deal with one thing at a time, and I don't like when people try to lie to me. Do you understand? I said to you, get him his tickets. Do you understand?
I do.
Good. Now,
Can I say one more thing?
Speak not.
Okay.
She's going to get you your tickets.
Thank you.
Now, look at me, Mr. Vittori. You have her clothes.
No, I don't.
Where are they?
I have a police report. She came into my house, and this is all the stuff that she took from the house. Camcorder, $500 cash, my daughter's money, $156, and all of her clothes. And then she didn't take all of her clothes, so I had her come back with a police officer. She took 5 bags of clothes again, and she forgot a couple of more, and I brought another bag to my lawyer's office.
What clothes do you say he still has at your house, ma'am?
Everything. I took out a bag of clothes that had a bag full of Dallas Cowboy t-shirts that did not belong to me.
That's false.
And clothes when I was 240 pounds that I could not wear.
That's false.
Mr. Vittori, listen to me very carefully, sir. I want to know if you have any clothes of Miss Silva's.
I gave them to my lawyer.
Did you throw away any clothes?
No, I did not. No, I did not. So help me God, I did not.
Did you take any cash out of the house?
No, I did not.
Well, it's a police report. I'm just telling you what the police report says.
Well, no, I didn't. I
Did you
walked
take
out
a
of there.
camcorder?
No, I did not.
My daughter says the camcorder is at his house because they went over there. My daughter even told me.
My house?
Stand up here. What's your name?
George Losimo.
Mr. Dosimo.
Mm-hmm.
You have in your possession the question boxing tickets?
Yeah, I have the boxing tickets, but not
Can
a
I have them,
camcorder.
please?
I don't have them on me. I have ticket
Empty your
stubs.
pockets.
1 ticket stub. Number 2, which
Can I
are
see
in the
those?
sister-in-law.
3.
Can I please see those?
They're in her mother's name and her sister-in-law's name. If I may, Your Honor, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Mr. Vittori recently filed bankruptcy. How was he able to pay for $1,000 worth of boxing
He gave her
tickets?
the money. Be quiet.
Okay.
He gave her the money. She knows he gave her the money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Larry Vittori says the mother of his children, Vanessa Silva, stole money as well as 3 tickets to the Oscar de la Hoya Fernando Vargas fight. Vanessa says Larry won't return her clothes.
Now, I only have 2 tickets here. Where's the third one?
Those are
not tickets. They're ticket stubs.
You have to get them.
Thank you.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have to get them.
Your Honor, there's a box of yearbooks and things that mean more to me than my clothes, and he's claiming that somebody went in there and took that.
Mr. Vittori, I want to explain something. You may be angry. However, you have 2 children together.
I understand.
And hopefully the hostility will end. Now, you may not like the fact she's got a new boyfriend. You may not like the fact that you feel as if she deserted you emotionally. Whatever the situation may be, you made 2 children together, and you're not supposed to make their lives miserable. So you would be very wise, sir, to start this process of healing, putting a period and moving on. But certainly, if you have her photographs, her yearbooks, then what you're supposed to do is put them together, get them over to your lawyers, have your lawyer call her lawyer and say, look, here's her stuff. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Don't be flip with me. That's the right thing to do for your children. And you're not supposed to talk badly of each other to the children. 2 innocent people don't suffer for what 2 guilty people did. That's the rule when you make children, whether you're married or not.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
My kids are suffering. The mother came after us with a baseball bat. She's been abusing my 8-year-old daughter. I'm taking custody of her now. I'm trying to get the 3-year-old away from her, too.
You picked her.
Exactly.
If you
My
picked
mistake.
her and made 2 children with her, what you're not supposed to do is exacerbate things and make it worse for your children. You concentrate on what the important thing is. If the important thing is that you believe that their mother is less of an appropriate caretaker than you are, concentrate on that. Don't concentrate on crap. Get her back the stuff. You are directed to get those 3 tickets and give him back the tickets, because I'm telling you the same thing. You're not supposed to use wrong things to make a point. If you have a legitimate case for custody of your children, that will prevail. You're not supposed to act like a baby, and he's not supposed to encourage that.
I didn't encourage anything.
Sit down. Do you understand?
I do understand, but I would like to...
I didn't ask you anything.
It's important.
I don't ask you anything. You are a non-person here.
He's already
The only
involved
t-
me.
the-
He's called the police on
you
me,
are-
too.
you
He said
are
I
a
threatened to beat
non-
the hell out of him. What the hell's next?
I love
You are a non-person here. The only people that are important
You're
are the
gonna love her,
parents
all
of
right.
these 2 children. And if I can't make my point to them, then this whole thing is a waste.
Your Honor, who has our 8-year-old here to testify against the mother?
Not in my courtroom.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
I opposed it.
Not
as
in
well.
my courtroom. He's angry. I mean, I tried to
And
tell
I wish
him.
he would stop it, because we do have 2 children together,
You're
and they
absolute-
need us as parents to come together and be their parents.
Then you have to do the right thing. And if he's doing the wrong thing, believe me, it will come around and bite him in the behind one day. But you have to do the right thing.
Get help.
And you can't be controlling.
I'm just saying what I have
You
to prove,
can't
that she
be-
came after us with a baseball bat. That's
You
very
cannot
damaging.
be controlling.
Which is what he's been for 10 years, ma'am, Your Honor.
I mean, I got it, but that doesn't mean that you're perfect. And you really have to understand that you are controlling.
I might be.
You have to get him back his tickets.
Okay.
And just as I'm telling you, go through your house and get her back whatever is there that belongs to her. You got it?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My 8-year-old daughter, after I threw the mother out, she told me that she was getting abused by her mother.
It is frustrating that he's involving my 8-year-old, and we're in a custody battle right now, and it hurts because I don't want him involving her in anything, and he is.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tracy versus Tracy. Step forward, please.
26-year-old model Erica Tracy is suing her brother, 20-year-old Shane Tracy, for the cost to bail him out of jail and unpaid rent.
Miss Tracy, the defendant is your brother.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, he owes you money for 2 things. First, you bailed him out of jail. Second, you claim he owes you some money for rent and board. Your brother says that he didn't ask you to bail him out of jail, and he doesn't owe you anything for rent. First, how old are you?
I'm 26.
And you?
20.
When were you arrested?
April of last year.
For what?
They picked me up on some regular traffic tickets, and then they found marijuana on me.
And you were held overnight?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Did you call your sister?
No, ma'am.
Did you call your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you living with your parents?
Yes, I was living with my father.
What'd they say to you?
They wouldn't help me. They hung up on me.
Did they tell you why?
Yeah, because they said they were sick and tired of me getting arrested.
How many times had you been arrested?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Arrested for what?
Mostly just traffic tickets. Nothing really serious.
You mean speeding?
Yeah.
Ever arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Ever arrested for anything other than speeding?
No, ma'am.
Have your parents bailed you out before?
No.
So you never called your sister?
No, ma'am.
Is that right, Miss Tracy?
No, that's a lie.
Okay, so let me hear what happened.
He called and begged and begged and begged.
What did he say?
He said, please get me out of jail. I can't stand it here. I'm getting sick. It's too cold. The ground is hard. Blah, blah, blah.
How many days had he been in jail when he called you?
I think he was calling me since the day he was in jail.
And he asked you to bail him out?
Yes.
Did he say anything else?
That he would do anything if I just bailed him out. He would pay me back.
Was he working at the time?
This particular arrest, I don't remember. He's lost jobs because of being in jail, so at this time I don't remember if he was working.
I lost the job I was working at when I got arrested.
And how much did that cost you?
$500.
When he got out of jail, where did he go?
I think he went back to my dad's house.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened when you went back to your father's house?
I ended up getting arrested again about 4 or 5 months later.
For what?
Evading arrest and failure to ID.
You speeding again?
Yes, ma'am.
You're lucky you haven't killed somebody so far. Did you see your brother between the time he was bailed out of jail and the time he was arrested again?
Yes.
Did you have any discussion with him about the bail money?
Yes.
What was the discussion?
Discussion was that he could make very small payments to me as soon as he got a job in the amount of $25 a week.
Any of that sound familiar to you?
No, ma'am, we never agreed on anything like that.
Was there ever a discussion with your sister about repaying her for the bail money? Why not?
She just came and got me out.
I don't care whether she came and got you out. Is your sister a trust fund baby? Does she have an independent wealth?
No.
She lives on her own?
Yes, ma'am. She makes pretty good money, too.
Good. What do you do?
Not working right now.
Where were you getting money from?
I had a job. I'd pay for it.
Well, but you didn't have a job. You told me you got fired from your job. You telling me you were working at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So why didn't you start giving your sister back the money that she laid out for you for
We
bail?
never had an agreement.
I don't care whether you had an agreement or not. You're not her responsibility. Why didn't you start giving her the money back?
I didn't have it.
You had money to put gas in your car. You had money to buy marijuana. So why didn't you start to give your sister back the money? Follow my words very carefully, because I'm a bum. If someone does something nice for you, even if you don't have an agreement, you try to do the right thing. Before you go out and buy 6 joints, you say, I'm going to give my sister back $20, $25. It's a showing of good faith. While my mother and my father, who were already fed up with me up to here, wouldn't come and bail me out, I got my sister to do it.
Well, I never called her. She just came and did it on her own.
Well, if you didn't want her to do it, why didn't you stay in jail? Hmm?
Because I want to be there.
Right. Now, the only problem that I have, Miss Tracy, is with the second part of your complaint. There came a time when you allowed your brother to come to live with you. When was that?
That was after he was in jail for pretty much the whole month of January, and had a baby on the way, and I really...
He had a baby on the way?
Uh-huh. He has a 6-week-old daughter now.
I am a bum. Yes, go ahead.
So I really thought that this was a chance for him to turn his life around.
Why would you think that? Do you honestly believe that a 19-year-old who's been arrested 5 times, spent months in jail, who continues his irresponsible behavior by fathering a child, is going to turn his life around?
I really did at this time.
Oh.
He
Hope
moved
springs
in.
eternal. Yes.
He moved in with the agreement that he would pay me $250 in rent while he got back on his feet.
No, he didn't. Now, Miss Tracy, I don't want you to lie, because even your complaint doesn't say that. Your complaint says, he promised to pay me what he could to cover his expenses, is what you wrote. Anyway, he stayed for a couple of months, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did he leave?
I kicked him out.
Why?
Because he didn't have a job. He got a job for a period of 2 weeks, which he walked out on. I found out after he went into the hospital for a lung problem, and I tried to call his job to tell them that he wouldn't be into work. And they said, we're very sorry that he's in the hospital, but he doesn't work here anymore. He walked out last weekend. So I was taking him to work when he wasn't actually working.
Maybe he was visiting his child.
No.
And what are you doing now, Mr. Tracy?
Still not working.
Who are you living with?
My mother.
You're going through family very quickly. Father, sister, mother. What does your father do for a living?
Aerospace.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works for the Grand Prairie Police Department.
Is that where you live?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So that's a double embarrassment for your mother every time you get busted, isn't it?
And my uncle's a sergeant in Grand Prairie, too.
Better straighten up, my friend, otherwise you're not going to see age 21. Miss Tracy, I believe you are entitled to your bail money back.
Thank you.
As far as the rent is concerned, I don't think that there was a firm arrangement with regard to the rent that even you relied on, because he hadn't paid you a penny back for the bail. So I don't think that you entertained much hope that he was going to pay you $250 a month if he hadn't paid you a quarter on the $500 that he owed you. I think that you did it because you were being a good soul.
I was trying to make guidelines for him to live by and be more responsible.
It didn't work. Judgment for the plaintiff.
On the calendar in the matter of Reese versus Harden. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Miss Reese, according to what I've read, you were riding your horse. Along with you was your son. I assume this was his son who's going to sit up straight and put his feet together. Your son who was riding an all-terrain vehicle, and your 2 dogs. And it is your claim that while you were on this ride, the defendant assaulted you, your son, your horse. I don't know about the dogs. I don't think he assaulted the dogs, although he tried to take one of the dogs. Mr. Harden says you were trespassing on his property. You've been told before that this was private property, and that you and or your son assaulted him. Yes, and you have a counterclaim. Where is this property located?
In Phelan, California. I have pictures to give you a mindset.
Okay.
And here's a couple aerials, and you can, it's plainly marked of the wash.
Go ahead, Miss Reyes.
I was riding my horse. My son follows me on his quad. My 2 dogs, they always go with us. We went down into the wash, and I saw this man standing in the middle of the wash. So I slowed my horse down. I went to ask him if he needed any help, because New Year's Day, everybody was out riding their bikes and motorcycles and all that stuff. And I figured he ran out of gas, couldn't get started. So I was going to actually ask him if he needed assistance. And he started pointing at me and yelling at me that, I talked to you before, I talked to you before. I go, no, you've never spoke to me before. And he's going, well, this is private property. You know this is private property. I'm going, no, I don't know that this is private property, because it's a waterway. He goes on and tells me that he doesn't appreciate people riding through his property, and especially with dogs that are off lead. I'm going, don't be we live out here in Booneyville. And that provoked him, and he lost his temper, and he started screaming at me, saying that he politely informed me that I was riding on his private property and that he didn't appreciate it. And just to get out of it, I just nudged my horse and I went to walk off, just to leave, let him go. And he pulls back his arm. He's losing total control. He pulls back his arm, trying to strike me. I'm on top of the horse, can't hit me. So he picks up rocks and sand and throws it at me. I duck into the horse. The rocks and sand hit my horse's butt and the back of my back of my head. And so my son and I are riding off. And I have a ding-dong dog. She doesn't have a violent bone in her body. Flipping over at his feet so he can scratch her belly. And I'm hollering at her, and she won't come because she thinks she's going to get some attention. So he scoops her up and starts walking to his house. And my son and I are still riding off. I go, fine, keep her. I don't like her anyway. Figuring that, okay, he'd just drop her and the whole incident would be over. He didn't. So I had to turn my horse around, go running back. My horse won't go near the person because he's scared. So I'm kicking my horse, trying to get to the dog out of this man's hands. So I'm leaning off the horse. 14-hand horse isn't that tall. And I'm grabbing the scruff of my dog, and he's trying to hit me still. And
he was walking away. What do you mean he's trying to hit you still?
Okay, he's trying to hold the dog. And he's trying to hit me off so I can't get the dog. So I'm trying to get my dog because he's already said that his dogs will take care of my dog. As I'm riding off, that's why I turned around. And so he put down to the dog and grabbed my son and said, fine, I'll take him instead. Had him in a chokehold up off the ground. And his wife shows up behind him, says, I have it all on videotape. I says, well, you better have this on tape. And I'm yelling at her to help me to get this man to let go of my son. And she's yelling at him, let him go, you'll lose your son. And so he let my son go. And Mr. Harden grabbed the bit of my horse. The horse reared up, fell over, landing on my leg. I was able to step off the horse landing on my leg. The horse got up. Don't ask me how, but I was still on him. And we just got out of there. Now, we were riding out of the wash, and I ride with a cell phone, so I called my husband. My husband called the police. We live way back in, so I had the police officer meet me on the corner.
You have a police report?
No, they would not release it to any of us. We all tried because of the minor in the police report.
Okay, Mr. Harden, why don't you tell me your version of what happened?
Well, ma'am, of January 1st of this year, my wife and I was working out in our front yard. I heard first a motorbike back in my property. I have 8 acres, and I looked up, and I seen a helmeted rider going down through that wash. So I decided to go. I thought it was the boys down there riding, tearing up my land down there. So I walked down to the middle of the wash, and I stood waiting to see if there were going to be other riders coming through, or if that rider was going to come back through, so that I could tell him, you know, that this was private property. As I was waiting, I saw this horse rider galloping along that back end of that wash. I'm still in the middle of the field down there, so I continued to walk down to the end of that part of the field to my property line. I met Mrs. Reese there, right at my property line on that sandy area. When she first walked up, was actually galloping, I put my hand up like this. And she just kind of slowed down, and then she got right up with me. I could see her a little better, and I said, haven't we talked before? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, did you know that this is private property? She's like, so? She's like, you don't have a sign up here. And I was like, well.
You're yelling at me, and
just don't interrupt him.
So I says, well, I'm telling you, this is private property. You need to turn around and come back the way you came. She says, no, I don't have to. And she starts to ride on through me, just ride on through me. So I'm just standing there. I step to the side. As she's walking by me, she says, you. And so I stood there and I says, well, why am I? And you're trespassing on my property. She takes about another 10 steps, a few more yards, turns the horse around, says, you, and charged me. First she kicked the horse, she yelled, yah, and charged me. I stood there. When the horse got within an arm's length of me, I jumped to the side and grabbed the horse's reins. When I grabbed the horse's reins, she kicked at me twice. The second time she kicked at me, I let go of the horse's reins. At this time, her son drives up on his ATV. When he drove up on the ATV, she yells at him, run his over, kick his. And so I looked at Trevor, because she's yelling his name, that's how I knew his name. I looked at Trevor, he looked at me, and he didn't make a move. That's when she decided to still continue through my property. When she did that, there was some dogs there. One of the dogs stood by me, didn't lay on his back or anything, he just stood there on all fours next to me as they're leaving. I picked the dog up, and I hear her yelling, you can have the dog. So I just continue walking. I never turned around. All of a sudden, I hear the galloping, and I hear her galloping her horse. I still didn't turn around. She comes and she hits me on the side of my shoulder with her horse. Then she starts grabbing at the dog. At first, I didn't want to let the dog go, so I started turning around. Then she went down, she hit me again, she kicked me, and then she grabbed the horse or the dog by its ears and its head. When she did that, I released the dog because I thought that I feared for the dog, and I feared for my safety too, because, you know, that could really hurt a dog.
Whatever.
So I let the dog go. When I let the dog go, I told her right then, I said, you're trespassing. I want you to get off my property right now. She says, I don't have to. I have every right to be here. Then her son, Trevor, comes up again, gets off his motorbike, and starts walking over towards me. As he's walking towards me, she starts yelling, kick him in the... Trevor, kick his... And when Trevor gets about this far from me, I says, Trevor, I'm a professional martial artist. She yells out, he's a martial artist too, kick his...
Trevor, I want you to come up here, Trevor, right here. Right near where Bird is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm asking you a question, and I expect the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want me to embarrass you.
No, ma'am.
I have the ability to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Reese claims neighbors Freeman and Laura Harden assaulted her and her son. The Hardens claim Patricia and her son were trespassing.
So I have a couple of questions for you, Trevor. I want you to think really hard. You remember that day?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did your mother curse that day?
I do not.
Look at me and answer my question. How many times? And I want you to just remember, I'm asking you a question and I expect the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want me to embarrass you.
No, ma'am.
I have the ability to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you hear your mother curse that day?
About 4, 5.
Okay. And what curse words did she use? How many times had you been on that particular property riding with your mother before?
Several times.
On your ATV?
Yes, behind the horse.
And it wasn't your intention to have a confrontation with anybody that day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you were out just for a pleasant ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. When your mother started to curse at Mr. Harden, did you tell her not to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you tell your mother not to curse at Mr. Harden?
The first couple.
What did you say to your mother?
I was like, Mom, come on, let's just get out of here. Let's go. It's over.
Mr. Harden hadn't cursed at your mother before she cursed at him. Isn't that right?
I don't know, ma'am.
You didn't hear him?
No, ma'am. I had to turn around on the road.
You didn't hear Mr. Harden curse at your mother before she cursed at him?
Before, no.
Why don't you go have a seat?
May I add something, please?
Nothing. How old are you?
39.
If you live to be as old as I am, you're not going to be as smart as I am.
He had him in the chokehold when I told him
Pay
to
careful attention to what I'm saying to you, madam. You behaved badly.
I was protecting my son and my dog.
No, you instigated an incident, Miss
How?
Reyes.
I don't understand how.
Well, if you don't understand how, at age 39,
I'm
madam,
in the middle of
I'm
Boonies.
speaking!
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
You may say ma'am to me all you like and butter would melt in your mouth all you like. You instigated a situation with your son present because you have a big, fresh, filthy mouth that you opened up to somebody who may have been overreacting because somebody was trespassing on his property. And he came out to you and he said, you're trespassing on my property. Now, the correct response to that is, I didn't know this was private property.
And I did try to leave.
You pay careful attention to me, madam. You opened up a big, fresh, filthy mouth to him. That's what you did. And anybody, the advantage of sitting on a horse, goes to grab their dog, you say, by the bottom part of the throat. He says by the top. You're sitting, I assume, on a big horse.
No, 14.
You sitting on a pony?
Just about, yes.
Can I see your film, please?
You sure may.
I just want to see if this is a pony. That's all I want to see.
He's
Let me see
14
this
too.
pony. I don't want to hear from you.
Are you hitting my husband? Hold on, honey. Hey, I've got this all on video. You guys need to knock it off.
Freeman, don't. I'm recording.
You can't. It's the law to have your dogs on a leash. It's the law.
Freeman, your dogs have to be on a leash because they're not under voice control when you're on a horse. And no, I'm telling you that.
I'm recording.
They have to be on a leash. That's the law.
Brianna, I'm recording her.
Good.
You can sue her. And that's where I'm leaving. That's the very first incident
All I
when
hear
I'm
you
leaving.
do is screaming. All I hear you do is screaming. I can't make out what you're saying, but I hear you screaming.
Surely not cuss words?
Madam, are you saying to me that your son was lying to me?
I did not call him the word, and I did.
Are you saying to me that your son was lying to me?
No, I'm not saying I didn't
Miss
cuss
Reyes,
at all.
Miss Reyes, you behaved badly. Stop complaining. How hurt were you?
I had some scratches on my back of my neck.
This whole incident.
I have county record that it is an easement.
Listen to me very
on record.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. You behaved
I'm not saying
badly. You behaved badly. You instigated an incident where none was necessary. Did you go to the doctor's office or did you go to the hospital?
I belong to Kaiser. I went to Kaiser.
Did they keep you there?
No.
Did they keep your son there?
No.
Did you take your horse to a vet?
Yes, I did.
Did they keep your horse there?
No, they did not.
Good. Let me go back to you, Mr. Harden. Do you think that you behaved 100% appropriately that day?
Well, ma'am, I've spoken with her before, and I do, as far as the...
I believe that you probably did. Because according to her son, they've ridden on that property numerous times before. Okay? Unfortunately, the way I see your property line, you can start out going down a trail that has nothing to do with your property. Is that right?
Was other people's property.
Shh. Listen to me. I'm not talking about other people. You're not a monitor for everybody else.
Right.
You can start going along a trail that is not your property. In order to get to the other side, you have to pass through your property, and then it's either somebody else's property or county property. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you did was this narrow strip was the strip she went on.
Yes,
All right?
ma'am.
Now, you could have handled that in a variety of ways. When she opened up her big, fresh mouth to you, what could you have done, Mr. Hart? You could have gone back into your house and called the police and made a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. She would have been gone by then.
Maybe.
And I had spoken with her on 2 other occasions.
So, Mr. Hart, was it worth it?
No, because we have been very traumatized by this whole situation because she filed a false police report on me, said that I pulled her down off of that horse, and I never pulled that horse down. I don't think it's physically possible for me to pull the horse down to the ground, whether it's right or on it. Also, ma'am, Trevor, like I said, Trevor kicked me, and he punched me, and I grabbed him. No. And when I grabbed him, and I was holding him, I didn't choke him. I never took him off the ground and choked him. I held him because I am a professional martial artist, and I'm responsible. I can be in a lot of trouble.
He was agitated, and his mother was hyping him up.
Yes.
Fortunately for Trevor, he at least and I didn't even want to get into the incident with him. It was bad enough that he had to tell me in front of his mother what he did. Tell me. Because that was, I assume, very unpleasant for him to have to tell me that. Isn't that right, Trevor?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course it was. So I'm not putting him in any further box because his mother acted badly. And whatever happened as a result of that, she deserves. Period. End of discussion. What I'm telling you, Mr. Harden, is what you have to do is you have to say, I wasn't injured. You weren't injured.
I had bruises. I didn't.
You weren't injured.
No, I wasn't injured.
You weren't injured.
Bruises.
So
I had those.
What I'm saying to you, Mr. Harden, is could you have handled this situation differently? What I'm talking to, what I assume, reasonably intelligent people who came across each other on an afternoon, first of the year, New Year's Day, and could your actions that day have prevented a very, very unpleasant experience,
yes,
which the police refused to pursue, I assume?
Yes, they did refuse it. But they did come up to my house with the siren, and they were intending to arrest me.
They can't turn a siren on.
She drove them to my house.
Mrs. Reyes.
She drove them to my house, ma'am.
You have a bad temper, madam.
He's lying through his teeth.
Mrs. Reyes, you have a bad temper. And I don't believe that you've been 100% honest with me. I think.
The video showed 100% that I tried.
The video showed a big horse, not a pony. That's what the video showed, a big horse.
Ask my son, he's 14 too.
I saw it. It's a big horse.
No.
It's not a pony.
I didn't say he was a pony. I'm saying he's 14 too.
What you said to me a moment ago was almost like a pony.
I never said pony. I said he's 14.
Mrs. Reyes, do you hear the groans? I don't want to hear any groans. You have no case. Your case is dismissed. Mr. Harden, you should have acted a little bit differently that day. She clearly instigated this incident, and I don't think that anybody is entitled to any money, financial recovery from anybody else. And the police refused to pursue this matter because they probably believe that you both behaved badly. So do I. Your case is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all. Step out.
Versus Beard.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Gardner, it is my understanding, and this is some sort of convoluted arrangement for the purchase of a truck. You purchased a truck from Mr. Beard. You claim that he took the truck back. You want all the payments that you made to him on the truck returned to you. In addition, you say he took a dirt bike that belonged to, I think, your son.
Correct.
And he sold it. You want the money for the dirt bike. Mr. Beard has a whole different scenario about what happened with this truck and dirt bike. So let me make it simple for myself. You knew each other. You were friends?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's all I have to know. I don't need to go into the social history. I'm really not interested. You had a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the year and make of the truck?
It was a 1992 Ford F-150 stick shift single cab pickup truck.
Okay. And you were in need of a vehicle. So you agreed to purchase the truck from Mr. Beard. When?
We made an agreement, I think it was around September or August.
What was the date?
It was August 12th. It was the same day I bought my new green truck.
Does that sound right?
That's not correct. It was before he bought his truck.
It was before you
Yeah,
bought
we were
his truck.
actually at his
Just a second.
gathering.
How much before he bought the truck?
I think it's about a week or two.
Fine. And you gave him how much down?
It was $500.
So far, we agree on that?
No, ma'am.
How much did she give
She
you?
actually gave me nothing when I gave her the truck originally.
No, I have a copy of it. I have two council
But she
checks
did,
here.
in fact, give you money.
She did, yes.
How much did she give you at first?
At first, $500 check.
And when was that?
I received both checks of $500 increments by November 16th.
And did she have the truck prior to that?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she take possession of the truck?
Actually, a couple days after my original date, August 12th, that I gave her the truck.
So, according to her, it was the beginning of August. So you got possession. Listen to me, Miss Gardner. You got possession of the truck the beginning of August.
I have a check dated 8/14 of 06 for $500.
Fine. He says that you got possession of the truck before you gave him the check.
I'm not sure of the exact date, but that's probably close.
Fine. So let's say August 1st, you got possession of the truck. August 14th, you gave him $1,000.
I gave him $500 on 8/14 of 06 and another $500 on 10/13/06.
When were you supposed to give him the money?
We did not have a specific agreement. He said that I could pay him on it as I was able to.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that is.
Okay, so he was a nice guy. August, you gave him a check for $500. October, you gave him another check for $500, leaving a balance of?
It was about $1,100. I'd also given him $100 cash, $100 cash.
Forget about the cash.
Yeah.
So you
it'd
gave
been
him $1,000, leaving a balance of?
It'd be $1,400.
$1,500. Don't play with me.
Not including the $100 that I gave him.
Not including the $100.
Right.
In cash. You give him checks and then you give him cash?
Yep.
So you owed him $1,500. And you've already had the truck 4 months.
Yep.
Well, when were you supposed to complete the payments on this truck?
We had actually come up with the money, and we called him. My fiancé Robin called him and said, "We have the rest of the money for the truck. Would you like us to go ahead and bring it to you?"
When was this?
This was later, after we found out that I'd asked him. I said, "Can I sell the truck to someone else? It's not working out for me." And he said, "Fine, no problem."
Just a second. Starting November, you've made no further payments. When did you call him and tell him you wanted to sell the truck?
It was approximately February 15th is when we called to offer him the rest of the money, so it would have been about 2 weeks before that, so about February 1st.
So if you had the truck August, September, October, November, December, and January, 6 months.
Correct. I was also
Just a second.
making repairs on it.
I don't care whether you were making it. You were using it. Who was supposed to make repairs on it, Bird? You bought a truck that's 15 years old. 15 years old.
Yeah.
And you bought it for $2,500. You've had the truck now 6 months. You've paid less than half on it. And now, according to you, you call him up sometime in February.
Yeah.
And say to him, truck's not working out for me. Is that what you just said? I want to sell it. So, before you can sell something, you have to pay for it.
Well, I asked him, I said, I need to sell the truck. Is it okay if I go ahead and sell it to someone else and I'll give you the money that I owe you? He said, no problem, that's absolutely fine. Let me know when you have a buyer. And he had a friend of his that was also interested in the truck. So he came to my home and picked up the truck to show his friend.
When did he come to your home to... Shh, just a second. Yeah. When did he come to your home to pick up the truck?
It would have been sometime around between February 1st and February 15th, that 2-week period.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
So after that, he picked up the truck, took it to his home, and he said that he had a buyer for it, and no problem, I'll give you the $1,100 that you paid me on it, and no big deal. During that time, he had offered to pick up my son Zachary's dirt bike from the shop that I had taken it to. It was probably going to run me about $600 or $700 to get it fixed, and Andrew is very mechanically inclined and said, hey, let me pick it up, I'll take it to the house, fix it for Zachy, no problem. So that's what happened with the truck. So he fixed it, and I was calling him saying, hey, I need to get the bike back for Zach, and this and that. No return phone calls, text messaging, no return text messages, nothing. So on February 15th, he had possession of the truck. We called him and said, we have the rest of the money. Let's go ahead and we'll give you the money for the truck and just be done with it. You know,
You'll have a chance in a minute. Stop raising your hand. It's annoying and it's distracting. Go ahead.
I said, we'll just give you the rest of the money for the truck. You know, let's just get it done, you know. And then after that, it was February 25th, I called and I talked to him about, or I sent him a text message and phoned him saying, I'm coming by to get Zachary's dirt bike. And at that time, he sent me a text message saying that he sold it, which I don't know how he could sell a dirt bike that he didn't have the title to without it being a legal transaction. So the bike at no point in time was ever collateral for that truck. He was doing me a favor. Actually, he's doing Zachary a favor in fixing the dirt bike. We never had an agreement that it was collateral.
So what do you want?
I want the money that I gave him for the $1,100 for the truck, and I want the money for the dirt bike to replace the dirt bike for my kid.
Well, so that means that you used his truck for 7 months. You used it, you put mileage on it, you did whatever you had to do. You used his truck for nothing?
Well, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't, the truck is, it would be nice to get that money back. I want to replace my son's dirt bike.
Just a second. Well, I'm trying to understand, madam. You purchased something, you didn't finish paying for it, you used it for 7, 8 months, and now you want the money back that you gave him, which was less than half of the amount of the truck. I mean, let's break it down.
The reason I'm asking for that is because he said, hey, no problem, when I sell the truck or you sell the truck, when you find a buyer for it, I'll give you the money back. No big deal.
You know, I'm going to listen to him, but you know why I question what you say to me?
Why?
Because you told me that on February 1st, you called him and you said, truck's not working out, right? And you said, I had the money because February 15th, you called and said to him, listen, let me come by and give you the money for the truck.
I actually didn't have the balance of the money until February 15th.
How were you getting the balance of the money?
My fiance, Robin.
Yes, your fiance, Robin, was what?
Giving me the money.
Well, why couldn't he give you the money February 1st? Why didn't you say to him, let me come by and pick up the truck, and say to him, no, I'm going to have the balance of the money in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to sell the truck.
Well, I know that Robin had tried to call several times and offer that, and I wasn't present during all of those conversations.
No way. Baloney.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
After I repossessed it, the tailgate was smashed, my bed liner was scratched, the side of the truck. It was very apparent that they were bitter about me taking the truck and smashed it.
You have pictures of it?
And later today,
she asked me to watch her dog when she went upstairs to put the mail away. I was playing with the dog outside. The dog went under my leg. The leash wrapped around my ankle and I tripped and I fell on top of the dog.
Allison Gardner claims former friend Andrew Beard repossessed a truck he sold her. She is suing for the return of payments made and for the cost of a dirt bike he sold without her permission.
Okay. Now, Mr. Beard.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear it, sir.
Well, first off,
who's this person?
this is my girlfriend, Danielle.
Okay, because she's been dying to tell me something. I'm going to let her talk in a minute.
She
Go
wasn't
ahead.
even here. She was living with a guy in Reno.
Okay. Well, first off, her
Just a
dates
second.
are way off.
Do not interrupt him. Do you understand? Perfect.
Her dates are actually incorrect on just about everything, unfortunately, except for when I did take the truck back. That was correct. Beginning of February, I actually brought my roommate, Sean, at the time. But regarding the phone call with Robin, I was actually called when I took the truck back, and I believe he actually did ask me to pay $500 right then, which he said he would give me a check.
Why did you go and take the truck back, sir?
Because at that
point... Look at me. Don't look down
Okay. At that point in time, I'd found out that Rob was driving the truck, who unfortunately had 3 DUIs and should not have been driving.
That's him.
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down.
In which I do have a police report for. And on top of that, I hadn't received money. I had been trying to call her and get the money. I was sick. I got injured in a rodeo. Told her many times I needed it.
When for the first time did you ask her for the money? After October?
It was actually after the first payment of $1,000 it's actually before December. Between November and December, I'd been asking her multiple times that I needed money.
And what was her excuse for not giving it to you?
Well, the few times that she actually did call me back, it was she just didn't have it. She wasn't working. She was working a different job. Rob was trying to work to get the money, but he had to pay off for classes for his DUIs and just was not able to get the money.
Just a minute. Okay, So you went to pick up the truck because you were repossessing it.
Yes, ma'am.
Title had never passed, I assume.
No, ma'am.
You had ownership of the
Yes,
truck
ma'am.
until it was paid off.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me about the dirt bike.
The dirt bike was actually given to me in end of August, and I was supposed to repair it like she had said. That was correct. And it actually was staying at my house because with her house she was renting, it just was cluttering up her garage, and I was still working on it, which was fine. And by the time the truck transaction was starting to go south, I had informed her I'd feel more comfortable if it stayed at my house until it was sold as collateral, and she did agree upon that, and it was considered just to stay at my house, and I was going to fix it and had every intention on giving it back if my truck was either fully paid off or given back to me in the condition I had given it to them.
Okay, so you took the truck back.
Yes, ma'am.
First thing, let me tell you, Mr. Beard, she's not getting the money back for the truck. She used your truck. She did not fulfill your contract. She is not entitled to any money back. It's not as if she took it and had it for one day. She took it and used it, and he drove it. No question in my mind, he drove it. My concern is with this bike. So now you have the truck. Did you sell the truck?
No, ma'am, I traded it.
You traded it for
It
what?
was hard selling it because when I had taken the truck back, it was at my house. I was in the process of repairing it, which it extensively needed. And they had came to my house when I was in Chico on business, called me, quickly left a message saying, I'm picking up the truck, I'm leaving my car for you. Before I even could call them back and said, that's not acceptable, I'm working on this
What do you mean they're
truck."
leaving that car for you?
They just said they would leave her car with the keys. I had no idea. By the time I got back home, there was her car with keys under the tire and my truck gone.
What kind of car did you leave?
A 99 Infiniti G20.
What did you leave it for?
Andrew had known that I was going to use the truck to move. I was moving out of my house. It was
Oh, just a second.
At that
So
point in
you were
time.
using, just a
So I
second.
picked up
you
the truck and used it to move.
You picked up the truck to use it.
Yes.
When?
I don't know the exact date.
Do you know
but
the date?
I don't. I'm horrible with dates.
Early February.
Early February,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
It was February. So she left her car and picked up the truck after you had repossessed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. When you say you traded it in, what did you trade it in for?
I traded it for a boat because I felt at that time I can get more money after repairing the boat than I could the truck. Because when I received the truck after she had taken it, after I repossessed it, the tailgate was smashed, my bed liner was scratched, the side of the truck. It was very apparent that they were bitter about me taking the truck and smashed
You have pictures of it?
I have pictures of how it looked. Unfortunately, I do not have pictures of how it looked after.
Well, why didn't you take pictures afterwards, sir?
Oh, I traded it as soon as it was messed up.
Well, then that's a problem that you have,
That was
sir.
my problem, yes, ma'am.
It certainly is a problem. Where's the dirt bike?
The dirt bike I sold after that, too.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
What year dirt bike was this?
She claimed it was a 2004 and that she had title.
You have the
I
title,
have the
too?
title right here.
I'd like to see
Okay.
it.
It's an 04 Honda CRF 50.
Let me see. Okay. How much did you sell it for?
$550, which was totally going to cover the mud in my radiator, the damage to my tailgate, the smashed spark plugs, and the condition overall the truck was running.
I don't know what these things cost. I have no idea.
I actually have a blue book statement.
I'd like to see
okay.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
I also have an estimate from Resville Cycle Center that would be
I'd
the
be-
replacement value as well
I'll
as...
use Blue Book.
It shows the retail and MSRP in 2004 of what that bike went for.
Okay. SRP in 2004 was $1,100. Retail now is $749, and the average trade-in was $562. But if she went to purchase it, at this point, she'd have to pay $750. Is that what I'm understanding from this?
Yes, in an excellent condition. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was wrong with it when you gave it to him to fix?
My son had got water in the tailpipe when he was washing it, so it just needed to be cleaned out.
Is that right?
No, ma'am.
I didn't think so. Otherwise, why would he have?
I'm not very good with
Otherwise,
dirt
why
bikes,
would he
so I
have
don't
it?
know.
Otherwise, why would he have it since August? If all you had to do was just clean out the tailpipe.
It was running before that.
What had to be done with the bike?
The tailpipe did have to be cleaned out, the inside of the motor as well, because unfortunately it had smoke and oil burnout in it and mud, again, in the engine.
Fine. You shouldn't have sold her bike. Shouldn't have sold her bike. I understand your frustration, but you shouldn't have sold her bike. She doesn't get her $1,100 back, and she doesn't get what she's looking for, which was $2,700, because that's ludicrous. She gets $550, which is the trade-in value of the bike, and that's what you got for it.
Okay. Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $550. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may
Oh,
step out.
excuse me. You were dying to say something. Is there anything that you were dying to say?
No, he covered it.
Perfect. Thank you.
When I got sick, I told them I needed the money,
We just had a different agreement than what's in his brain.
and they just had no feelings and no need to help me like I did them.
You know, it just was a he said, she said thing, and it got a little out of hand.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Munoz versus Milosevich. Step forward.
22-year-old Christina Munoz is suing her former friend, 21-year-old Erica Milosevich, for accidentally killing her Maltese puppy when she fell on her.
Miss Milosevich, you had a terrible accident with the plaintiff's puppy. You want to tell me what happened?
I went to visit the plaintiff in
Your
Vegas.
friends?
My friends for the weekend. And we were outside. She went to go get her mail. We took her little Maltese dog, Isis. And when we came back, she asked me to watch her dog, left me responsible to watch the dog when she went upstairs to put the mail away. I was playing with the dog outside. The dog went under my leg. The leash wrapped around my ankle, and I tripped and I fell on top of the dog. Unfortunately, it collapsed the dog's ribs and punctured the dog's lungs, and it died on the way to the hospital.
And you want her to pay
Yes.
for the dog?
Yes.
And?
I don't think it's fair. It's an accident that happened. It's a responsibility that shouldn't have been left on me. I was watching it as a favor for her while she went upstairs.
You could have declined.
I could have, but I didn't because I didn't even think anything was going to happen.
Of course not. Let me ask you this question. What's your first name?
Erica?
Erica. How did you get to your friend's house?
I drove.
Let's say instead of the dog wrapping itself around your legs, you accidentally ran over her dog with your car.
It'd still be an unfortunate accident, but maybe then I'd feel responsible. But this is an accident. I accidentally fell and tripped over.
You mean
the
it was a
dog.
double accident?
Yeah.
Well, you're responsible. You're walking this puppy on the leash. You're holding the puppy on the leash. It's your responsibility to see to it that the puppy doesn't entwine itself around your legs. You didn't mean for it to happen. You were trying to pay attention, I assume, but you didn't do a good enough job.
But it wasn't my responsibility.
It
though.
was your responsibility. You assumed the responsibility. Now, sometimes things happen that you have no control over. But in this case, you had control over it. It was due to your negligence that the puppy got entwined in your leg. The puppy can't think about that. You're supposed to think about it. I really am trying to explain it to you so that you'll understand it, because I don't think that you are a bad person. I just think that you are misguided. So I'm trying to give you guidance. How much was the puppy?
It was $14.99.
Did you replace her?
Well, we got a gift from my parents saying that we got a new Maltipoo. So it wasn't the full Maltese, it was the Maltese and a poodle.
They're cute.
They are cute. They are very cute. But, I mean, the Maltese was a purebred compared to now it's a half-breed, so.
Well, Maltese and poodles are wonderful little dogs because they have a great coat that you don't have to deal with as much, right?
Yes.
And they don't yap as much.
No, she does not bark at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I had Maltese.
Oh.
I know. They bark all the time. All the time. Anyway, you owe the price of the dog, $1,499 judgment for the plaintiff. Are you still friends?
Probably not after this.
Well, you should be. It was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident.
It was an accident. It's an accident that she was responsible for, but it was still an accident.
Yes.
That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Number 152 on the calendar in the matter of Heath versus Coleman. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Heath, Mrs. Coleman is your neighbor, and this is her son.
Affirmative.
Hmm?
Affirmative.
You are 17.
Yes, ma'am.
But large for your age.
Yes.
And it is your claim that Miss Coleman's son assaulted you.
Assault and battery, ma'am.
Depends on where you live. And you want to be compensated. And Miss Coleman and her son say that you started it, and he just finished it. So, I'm going to start with you. What's your first name?
Marquise.
How long have you and Mr. Heath been neighbors?
I don't know how long he's lived there, but I lived there for 2 years.
How long have you been there, Mr. Heath?
Since May of 2006.
So a little less than a year.
Affirmative.
A year. Have you gotten along for that year that you've been living there?
Up until recently.
What happened recently, Mr. Heath?
On April 25th of 2007, I was outside my door. Mr. Peppers was also outside his door. He was calling me a pedophile. He was saying I should never, never, never say the name of his little sister. I admit I may have started behavior that was more of an interest to a proctologist. But
I don't know what you mean by that, sir.
I was upset that being called a pedophile after 30 years of being a registered nurse here in California.
So he was calling you names and told you never to mention the name of his sister. What did you say to him?
Well, he challenged his authority by claiming that if I said the name of his sister one more time, that he would beat me down. Being that I was very upset because of the general rumor within the neighborhood of me being a pedophile, I did say Her name is Sanji.
And then what happened?
I repeated it a few times as he
So
came
you taunted
closer.
him. You were a grown-up.
Yes, I was an angry
You were a
grown-up.
grown-up. You were an angry grown-up.
Yes.
And he had called you a vile name.
Quite,
ahead.
especially when I have no record anywhere.
I understand you have no record anywhere.
Okay.
Got it. So you were taunting him, and what did he do?
He pushed me, and then, you know.
How did he push you, Mr. Heath?
I do believe, I will take his word for it, that he belly bumped me.
Okay.
I turned to catch myself, and I was struck on the back. I cannot say exactly if it was him or his friend LJ, but I did
Was his
sustain
friend
an injury
LJ
to my
with
back.
him?
He was right next to him, shoulder to shoulder.
So they both came over to you after you had repeated his sister's name several times.
Affirmative.
And he belly bumped you. When you turned around, somebody hit you in the back.
Yes, well, turning around in that, I was trying to catch myself as I was falling.
And as a result of that, were you injured?
Yes, I have a report from my chiropractor that I have injuries from T6, that's thoracic spine vertebrae 6 to 7. These were significant enough for me not to be able to work for 2 months, which I have documentation from my employer as such.
All right, Mr. Pep, let me hear you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. On the day of that incident, the day before, we had got into like 2 days before we got into an argument.
About what?
I was sitting outside because my friends stayed next door to him. And I was sitting outside talking to them, and then my sister...
Talking to whom?
My friends that stay next door to him. And so I'm sitting outside, and then my mom calls me, and she sent my sister to come get me. And my sister comes, and she says, Marquise, your mom wants you. And then so he reaches over, and she's in between these stairs. He reaches over and pats her on the head. And I say, man, don't touch my sister.
Why not?
Because, like, I don't know what it is, but ever since he's moved there, I've been, like, you know, real uncomfortable around him. And he's, like, he acts real, you know, friendly and stuff towards kids, like, you know, little girls. And I just, with my sister, I keep, you know, I'm overprotective about my sister. And so...
But he just touched her on the top of the head.
I know, but it was, like, the way how he did it. Like, you know, he rubbed his hand through her hair. And, like, you know, and I didn't like the way it happened, but I wasn't disrespectful to him. I just said, can you don't
Fine,
touch my
you
sister?
said, don't touch my sister. That's all you said to him.
Yeah, but as I said that, my mom walked out, and I told her what happened. And then so they got into an argument, and...
Why did you get into an argument, Miss Coleman, with him?
As I walked out, I heard George yelling at my son, and all I heard was the end of the conversation, and I asked him...
What did you hear?
He was calling my son ignorant and a pervert for saying what he said or whatever.
Well, did you say anything to him?
I said, don't touch my sister's head, and he called me a pervert because he said that I was looking at him as that, like, I don't know why he said it, but he just called me a pervert because I told him not to touch my sister.
And then?
That's when I came out. And I heard them arguing, and my son said, George touched Sanji, and that's when I went to tell him he doesn't have to put his hands on her, to not touch her.
Did your son tell you how he touched her?
No, well, the thing...
Well, why didn't you get that information, Miss Coleman?
I did. When I came over, he said he touched Sanji on the head. And right then, when she said he touched Sanji, I just verbally told him, you know, to keep his hands off my daughter, and I asked my children to come into our yard.
Okay, so that was a couple of days before.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened, Mr. Pepper?
And then the day of the incident, we were outside, you know, we played basketball and all of that outside, and George comes out and was playing the guitar to the little girl in the window, and I was just sitting there.
Playing a guitar?
Yeah, playing a guitar and singing to her. But he's sitting there playing a guitar to her, and that's not my relative or anything, so I didn't say anything about that. And somehow he got into an argument with other kids that was on the block, and so they were arguing, and somehow they said to him something about, oh, you touch kids and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I touch a lot of kids. And he started naming off kids on the street, like girls and stuff that he's touched. And then he somehow said Sanji's name, my sister. And then so that was when I got into the conversation. And I asked him, I said, man, don't talk about my sister.
Did you call him a pedophile?
No, I've never called him a pedophile.
Did you call him a pervert?
No, I've never called him a pervert.
What did you call him?
I didn't call him anything. I just said, do not touch my sister.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So I had chest bumped him, and he just stumbled back and hit the wall and purposely fell to the ground. And he made a lot of like weird noise and stuff that, you know, you could tell that it was being acted.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. George Heath claims neighbor 17-year-old Marquise Peppers falsely accused him of being a pedophile and then assaulted him.
Okay, and what did he say to you?
and he got into an argument with me, calling me a pervert and that I'm immature and stuff because I'm calling him out on stuff. And I'm like, you know, I didn't say anything. All I said was, don't touch my sister. And then so we're sitting here, we're arguing, and I stepped back, and my friend was with me also, and he was talking to him. He was like, there's no need for you to say her name. And I pulled him back, and we're about to walk away. And George says it again. He was like, oh, what do you mean, Sanji? And I was like, don't say her name. And then so he takes off his glasses, and he untucks his shirt, and he steps up to me, and he says, what do you mean, Sanji? Sanji, Sanji? And so I had chest bumped him, and he, you know, it was like a fake stumble type, and he just stumbled back and hit the wall and purposely fell to the ground. And he made a lot of like weird noise and stuff that, you know, you could tell that it was being and like some kids was laughing at him and stuff because he was acting it out. And his wife said, I'm calling the police. And then so I looked at him, and then I turned around and my sister was calling me. So I turned around, picked up my sister, and then I told my friend, I was like, let's go. And then we walked to his house.
Mr. Pepper.
Yes, ma'am.
What facts do you have that suggest to you that Mr. Heath's intentions with regard to the kids who play in the neighborhood, either singing to them or patting your sister on the head, is anything other than just genuine caring for children?
It's because of the way that he does it. It's real weird. You know, I don't feel comfortable around him. And for that, I don't feel that my sister should be around him. I've never been disrespectful to him or anything.
You assaulted him, sir.
No, ma'am, but
yes, you
prior to the
did.
incident,
You assaulted him, sir. He was taunting you, which is not very smart of a grown-up man to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Not very smart to a big 17-year-old, you know, who certainly outweighs him and certainly outmuscles him. But you have no right to put your body on him in any way. You should have been smarter, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
but I had to confront the lie.
Mr. Heath, have you ever been arrested for a sexual offense on a child?
No, ma'am.
The next question is irrelevant, therefore, and you've never been convicted. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
You have any children of your own?
Yes, ma'am. We have 4 biological children and 1 foster child.
How old is the foster child?
She is 32.
So you raised her?
Affirmative.
And your 4 children, how old are they?
We have a boy who's now Sergeant George Heath of the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. We have twin boys, Pete and Repeat. One is Staff Sergeant Joseph Heath of the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. Our other son is Specialist David Heath, who recently was, last week, was taken out by shrapnel in Baghdad, but he's doing just fine. He'll be in the United States today. And then my daughter, Rebecca Heath, she's 23. She's a certified nurse's aide and a senior in health administration.
Have any of these children visited your home?
Yes.
You live in your home with your wife?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
31 years, ma'am.
Mr. Pepper.
Yes, ma'am.
We are supposed to rejoice in the differences among people in this country. That means that not everybody is made the same.
I know that.
Some people say affirmative rather than yes. Some people may appear to be, to you, a little peculiar, but that doesn't make them a pervert.
No, ma'am,
That doesn't make them strange. That wouldn't inspire me to say to somebody who's the father of 4 children, don't put your hands on my sister. Now, if you said to me that he hit her in the behind or tapped her in the butt, I would say, go over there and you can knock his lights out. But what you told me was he patted her on the head, and you just didn't like the way that looked. And you went outside, and all you heard was your son saying to you, he touched your daughter, and you blew. You didn't listen. I think that what you have to do is celebrate the differences amongst people, Mr. Pepper. You have perfect right to say to your daughter, listen, I don't want you to go over to neighbors, strangers, or whatever. But your son has absolutely no business, despite the fact that Mr. Keith was not smart.
Yes, ma'am.
Has no right to go over there and chest bump him, belly bump him, or whatever other kind of bump him he did. His lawsuit asks for $1,700. He's going to get that. You have a counterclaim. Counterclaim is that he filed false charges against you with Child Protective Services. When did he file charges against you with Child Protective Services?
Per the letter, it says on 5/2 that there was an investigation.
And what makes you think that it was Mr. Heath who filed those charges?
Okay, when we went to court for our restraining order, that was denied. Mr. Heath subpoenaed the CP.
Who went to court for a restraining order?
George filed a restraining order on me and my son.
Well, he should have.
Right.
Your son used force against him.
Right.
Was it granted?
No, they were both denied.
Oh, that's ridiculous. In my judgment, it's ridiculous. What grounds do you have to file for an application for a protective order against Mr. Heath?
Because when the incident happened, my daughter constantly goes over there, and it's like everywhere my daughter is, he's behind her. Like it's in a place that he goes across the street that my daughter plays at. He's never over there, but every time my daughter is over there, George is over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it seems like everywhere my daughter is, I see George, normal places where he doesn't go. He's normally in his yard. Like he comes in my yard and uses the water hose. He was told by the judge, he was told by the police officers that he keeps calling on me to stay away from us. We were told to stay away from each other. I agreed. But he constantly, like if my daughter's in the yard, I don't let her out the yard because of the situation. I'll make her stay in the yard and ride the bike. George will come over, open the gate, and use the water hose, or, you know, just do stuff to, you know, to have me try to have confrontation towards us.
What proof do you have that Mr. Heath called
I don't have proof that he called, but for our restraining order, he had all the information. How does he know that CPS came to my house? When we went to court, he filed a subpoena for the CPS worker to come to our restraining order. That's how I assumed that he called, because...
Did you have that information, Mr. Heath?
The reason I know that Ms. Johnson is a child protective worker is that she was at Ms. Coleman's door, and when I saw her, and I said, I don't think Ms. Coleman's there. She asked, you know, who are you? I identified myself and where I live, and then she identified herself, and we went into my apartment, and we had a discussion concerning, well, actually, one of the things we discussed is whether or not I am a pedophile. Obviously, I'm here, not arrested, so she felt there was no basis for the allegation that I'm a pedophile.
Did you make a call to Child Protective Services, sir?
Can I leave that under confidentiality?
See what I'm saying?
Well,
yes or no? I'll answer if you want me to.
The point is, Mr. Heath, if you had grounds in your judgment to place a call to Child Protective Services, because that's her counterclaim, she says that you had no basis. She believes that you did call.
Okay, that would be a different question. Would I have, if I called, would I have a basis? The answer is yes, I would.
Well, tell me what basis you had if you had called.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm sorry, I don't consider that very funny. The basis I have is that I have seen her use the most unusual type of child rearing, curse words at her daughter. I've seen her with an open hand strike her daughter in the head. Also, I am quite suspicious that her daughter has some type of minimal brain damage. I'm not sure if it's cerebral palsy like my wife.
Shh, quiet. You can't be quiet, you'll leave. Do you understand? Good. Go ahead.
I am not sure if it's cerebral palsy, or I'm not sure if it's attention deficit disorder, but I know she has fine motor coordination problems because one of the things I have done with the children is to plant a garden. And when Sanji came up to plant, she could not follow my simple instructions that I could get children half her age to do. So I am just...
Put your hand down. Go ahead.
I am quite concerned. I do know...
Okay, so that would be the basis. If you had called...
If I had called.
If you had called, that would be the reason that you called.
Affirmative.
Go ahead.
Okay. As far as me, the allegation was that I called my daughter the B word and I hit her with an open fist. My daughter is really, I would never, I do not use that word. I don't like that word. I don't like to be called that word because my mother called me that, and I would never call my children that, no matter how angry or what we were going through. So that's just ridiculous. And as far as me hitting my daughter with an open fist, there's just no...
Open hand.
Yeah, open hand. There's no way. I don't... You can ask my son. She doesn't even get in trouble. So I don't even know.
Your counterclaim's denied. You owe Mr. Heath $1,700, which is what he's asking for this assault. Mr. Heath may be a peculiar man. He may not have exercised good judgment when he taunted you by repeating your sister's name. It doesn't give you license to put your hand or your body, and you have a big body, sir, on another human being. You have no right to do that. As I said, there is no indication today that Mr. Heath is anything other than maybe a slight bit odd.
I resemble that remark.
Right. But that's it. And we celebrate that kind of stuff in this country. You have an absolute right to say to your daughter, I don't want you to play with Mr. Heath. I don't want you alone with him. Don't go to his house. But you can't put your hands on him. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,700.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Smith, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, you rented a car to her, a car that was registered and titled in your name, that you weren't using. You felt sorry for her, that she needed transportation. You told her she could rent it for $20 a day. It is your claim that she owes you for the rental, as well as some damage that she did to the car. Ms. LaSalle says she owes you nothing. How many cars do you rent out, Mr. Smith?
Well, I've never rented out. The proposition was I wanted to sell it to her. It was her idea to rent it.
And when did you have this conversation?
This was March 22nd in the afternoon. It was like after 1 or 2 p.m.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 1987 Cadillac Eldorado Barrett's. It's like
So
the
it's
top-of-the-line model for that year. And it's
Well,
in good
top of the
shape.
line. I was a top of the line model in my year too, sir, but this car is now 20 years old.
It's in good running order. It's in good shape. I only had like 92,000 miles on it.
I'm in good shape too, but
I
I'm
can
still
tell.
what I am. You know what I'm talking about?
I can tell.
20-year-old car is a 20-year-old car.
20-year-old car by like 2 owners. It's in
I'm not
good
telling
shape.
you how old I am, and I've only had 2 owners. That still doesn't change anything. You understand?
I understand.
What?
What? I'm supposed to say here.
Mr. Smith, I'm not saying anything bad about your car. I'm just saying it's an old car, sir.
It's an old car.
It's not an antique. It's just an old car.
But it's a Cadillac. That's
Me
different.
too. Listen, so what did you decide to do on March 22nd between 1 and 2 in the afternoon
Well,
with your
I
vintage car?
I gave defendant my phone number. She said she called me back, talk it over with her friend. She called me back in about a half hour and said, yeah, let's do a deal.
Let's do a deal.
Yeah.
What do you mean, let's do a
Well,
deal?
she proposed to rent it. I proposed to sell it. She said she couldn't afford to buy it, so I said...
How much did you want it for?
$20. I wanted $700.
Wanted $700 for the car.
That's all I wanted. She agreed, and I agreed we'll rent it for $20 a day. She went home to talk to her friend. I went home to download a rental car agreement off the internet. I had the paperwork downloaded. I picked them up, and she gave me $20 for the first day. We signed the paperwork. I gave her the keys.
Let me see the paperwork. So you just wanted the car for a week, madam?
No, ma'am.
Did you sign this agreement?
Yeah, when I met Barry on the 22nd, he told me he had cars for rental, 3 cars. I told him I had to talk to my girlfriend and that I would call him back. I did that. We went to go look at the cars. I rented 1 car.
It says here that you're renting this car, and it says what car it is, from March 22nd to March 29th.
He did all the receipts. I also have those. But I wanted to purchase the car. It wasn't rental. And I started renting because I was not working at the time.
All I asked you was, you were supposed to return this vehicle on March 30th. That's what you signed. That's your name.
Yeah, I signed that.
Did you return the car on March 30th?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I made more payments towards the car. I was buying the car from him.
Did you have a subsequent agreement?
No. We kept doing the rental contracts. But I would pay him more than the $20 a day going towards the purchase of the car.
Show me. First of all, how long did you keep the car?
Until April 14th.
You kept it for an additional 2 weeks. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
That's not correct, Your Honor. She took 2 rental agreements out. She didn't bring the car back. I had to go to her to get the payments and check on the car because she had moved like 15 miles from me. It began like, she was paying me like 3 days in a row. She paid me. At the beginning of the first contract, she paid me the $20.
How many days did she keep the car, sir?
She had the car like 22 days, from the 22nd of March to the...
14th of April.
Right.
22 days. And let's do this so that I don't make a mistake. 22 times 20 equals $440. So that's what she should have paid you.
That's correct.
And that's what you would like, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay him?
I paid him more than the receipts that he has given.
How much do you claim that you paid him?
Can my witness come up?
No! How much do you claim that you paid him?
Almost $600 for the car. That was supposed to be bought for $700.
Almost $600.
Almost $600.
Good. And how many receipts do you have, and how much do they total?
$420.
Let me see them, please. I have $400.
If you look, there might be one with the same date and the same amount on it. I think I accidentally wrote 2 receipts for one payment.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
This
the
is a
one for
different one.
$80.
This
One
is a
is the
different
white,
one.
yeah.
Right, I'm deducting $80 because it covers the same period
Right.
from 4-3.
I accidentally gave her the wrong
Absolutely
copy
right.
and everything.
Absolutely right. Minus 80, because she gave me a duplicate, equals 320, and she was supposed to give you 440. Ms. LaSalle, that's what you got. You gave him $320.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
He just wrote out receipts. When he came to pick up the vehicle, he went home and just wrote out receipts. The only one receipt that me and Barry had actually made was the yellow receipt. So he just made up receipts for whatever he wanted to make out the receipts. I had the car almost paid for.
Just a second. Almost is not good enough. The only proof, and it's proof that you gave me of what you paid for, are these. That's what you gave me. And it says that you're $120 short. What else, sir?
Friday the 13th, she said, come pick up the car. The car's all empty, it's at her house. She was supposed to bring the car back. So I get a friend of mine, we go up to Jeannie's house, get the car, and I said, when are you gonna have my money? She said, next Friday. We took off, went home. I called her the following Friday. She's not gonna pay me my money, I'm not gonna get any money. So I gave her another week, the 27th, which is the day I filed the lawsuit. Jeannie, am I gonna get my money? You ain't getting nothing, do what you gotta do. And that's when I went to the courthouse. The night while I was driving it back, like I said, it's 15 miles from her house to my house, the front end was shaky. It's a front-wheel drive car, and it's dark. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't see anything, so the next morning, I went out and inspected the car. The right front tire is very low. I take it to a mechanic, have him look at it and get new tires, and they gave me an estimate of what the damages was because the front-end suspension was damaged. I got damages on the car. The car wasn't brought back in the same state that I gave it to her. And
Fine. You wanted to sell the car, sir, for $700. Listen to me.
I wanted to sell it.
Shh. Look at me. You wanted to sell the car for $700.
Correct.
You're going to get $440 for her. Use of the car. You're a couple of $100 short of what you wanted to sell it for. Where is the car now?
I have the car.
Do you drive it?
Yeah, I drive it.
Do you rent it to other people?
No, I don't.
But you use it yourself.
Yes, I do.
So look at what you have. You wanted to sell the car for $700. You're going to get $440, which means that you're just a few dollars off from what you wanted to sell it for, and you have your car. Isn't that great?
Sounds good.
Be happy. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $120, which is what she owes you. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Do you need a shawl?
No.
Did you get confused as to where you were going today?
No.
That's the way you think you should go to court?
No.
And later today,
Why didn't you take care of it?
I didn't feel I had to.
Standing here today, do I change your mind, sir?
No.
Well, then you're an idiot.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schmidt versus Commissara. Step forward, please.
19-year-old Alicia Schmidt is suing her former friend, 19-year-old Stephanie Commissara, for unpaid babysitting fees. Stephanie says it's Alicia's own fault that she didn't get paid.
Do you need a shawl?
No.
Did you get confused as to where you were going today?
No.
That's the way you think you should go to court?
No.
She actually allowed you to babysit for her children?
Her child, yes.
Anyway, you claim she owes you for some babysitting. She says that the state was supposed to pay you, but you didn't fill out the appropriate paperwork. That's your defense, right?
Yeah, she filled it out, but...
She filled it out wrong? I could believe that.
It never went through.
So your agreement was she was going to babysit for your child and she was going to get paid by the state because you were doing some work there?
I was working at Sunoco, and...
What is that?
It's a convenience store.
Station.
What were you doing at the store?
Cashier.
How much were you earning?
$7.25.
An hour?
Yeah.
And how much were you bringing home every week?
Between $200 and $250.
And who else were you living with?
Just me and my son.
Were you paying rent?
Yes.
How much?
$219.
In an apartment?
Yes.
Where do you come from?
Buffalo, New York.
Isn't it cold in Buffalo?
It's getting warmer.
Now, how long did you watch the baby?
Huh? Sorry.
How long did you watch the baby?
For a month and a half.
Is that what you do for a living, babysit?
No. I
Well, what
did
do you
it because me and her have been friends since we were like 12, 13 years old, and to help her out.
Well, the state didn't pay you. So did you tell her that you thought she should pay you?
Yeah, I did. And I told her when she got her taxes back this year to give me money out of her taxes for that, and then I would leave it alone, and she didn't do that.
Did you get money back from your taxes?
Yes.
How much did you get?
$750 around.
Did you think you should give your friend some money?
I never told her I was going to pay her.
Well, you told her that she was going to get paid for watching your son.
Not out of my money.
Well, she's going to get paid out of your money. You got paid. She wasn't doing this as a favor. She was doing it because she expected to get paid. And if the state didn't pay her for some reason and you did not follow up, which I assume you didn't, is that right?
I called many times to try and see why it wasn't coming.
And so
we
did
both
you,
did.
Did you get an answer?
My case was being closed at the time.
So you didn't get an answer?
Nope.
So now you have to pay her.
Why would I pay her when I never said anything about paying her?
I just tried to explain it to you. And I want you to try to put on your listening ears. She was babysitting for your child for money. The state was supposed to pay her. She filled out the forms according to what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
You said you called many times. You didn't get an answer as to why they weren't paying her. And then you stopped calling because you were closing your welfare case. That doesn't mean she doesn't get paid because she did the work for you. So you have to pay her. Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean...
And you got back $750 in your taxes. So you're going to get paid, but you're not going to get paid $2,000 because that's ridiculous. You didn't earn $2,000 probably a whole year. But you have to get paid something for the work that you did, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $350. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are
Thank you.
excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fisher versus Wolf. Step forward, please.
25-year-old Rayanne Fisher is suing her ex-boyfriend, Brandon Wolf, for writing a bad check on a shared bank account.
Miss Fisher, this young man used to be your boyfriend and you actually lived together. You made the mistake because you didn't listen to Mother of opening up a joint bank account with him while you were living together. And after you broke up, he wrote out a check. There was no money in the account, but there was evidently one of those privileges that allows you to write checks even though you don't have money in the account, and you were forced to pay the check because there was no money in the account. And you want him to pay the money back plus whatever fees were charged to you. Mr. Wolf has an interesting defense and an interesting counterclaim. First, let's discover when you broke up. Date.
The date was July 11th of 06.
And when did you write out this check?
I don't actually have the actual date of it.
But I'm sure you do.
Yes, I do. July 16th of 06.
After the bloom was off the rose, right? And at the time, Mr. Wolf, were you aware of the fact that there was no money in the account?
Yes, I was.
So tell me why you did that, sir.
First
First, tell me why you did it. Then tell me why you don't think you're responsible to pay her back the money for it. And then we'll get to your counterclaim.
Okay. I set up with the finance company to where it was a post-dated check.
For what?
For a down payment on my Jeep.
So you gave the finance company a post-dated check.
Yes.
And?
And I had plans on putting the money in the account within the 2 weeks of my next paycheck.
Yes.
By that time, she had already paid this off.
Well, they had to have deposited the check. What do you mean, Mr. Wolf? I want you to try to clear out the fuzzies in your brain. If you had put the money in the account before they cashed the check, there would be no problem. She wouldn't have known anything, right? So you didn't put the money in the account.
No.
Or the finance company cashed the check before they were supposed to.
Correct.
Well, which one is it? I gave you two choices. They can't be both correct.
They actually cashed the check before the post date.
Well, so the bank probably shouldn't have done that, right?
Right.
But you had the money.
Right. It was a misunderstanding.
Fine. So why didn't you give Miss Fisher back the money? Since you had the money, let me give it to you this way. You had the money. That's what you told me.
Right.
You were going to put it in the bank.
Correct.
Your finance company for your truck deposited the check early. That's what you're telling me.
Correct.
But you had the money. What's your first name?
Rayanne.
Say to Rayanne, Rayanne, I'm sorry, this was all a misunderstanding. I have the money. I'm going to give you back the money. I want you to be whole. Why didn't you give her back the money?
Well, what happened is on my Jeep, I ended up getting it repoed from me.
What month?
It was August, I think.
So we're talking about now in July. July, you had the money
Right.
to pay the down payment, so why didn't you just give it to Rayanne, who paid the overdraft protection on the truck?
I never asked her to pay it.
Who cares? You had it. Why didn't you take care of it?
I didn't feel I had to.
Standing here today, do I change your mind, sir?
No.
Well, then you're an idiot. You the girlfriend?
I'm the fiance.
Fiance. I think twice about making babies with him. Listen! Your debt, your problem. You had the money.
Right.
I also don't believe that a finance company takes a post-dated check and allows you to take a car. That is a lot of who shot John. So, now that I've already determined that you owe her the money, how much money does he owe you?
$592.90.
$592.92. That's what you owe her. Now I am prepared, sir, to listen to your counterclaim.
What happened is I was in the hospital for a week, and one of my payments fell through on my Jeep.
Another payment fell through.
Yes.
Like an accident looking to happen.
They sent a tow truck to her house.
To whose house?
Rand's house.
Why would they think it's at her house?
Because it was registered under the address.
So the tow truck came to the house and said, where's the truck? Go ahead.
She brought the tow truck over to my sister's house, had it towed, sat
No. She didn't have anything towed.
Oh. She brought the tow truck over to my sister's
They
house.
said, where is this car?
Right.
And she said, it's not here. Maybe it's at his sister's house. I'll show you where that is. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So
correct. She sat in the parking lot also, took pictures, sent them to me on my phone, and also put them up on her MySpace page.
So what? So what?
I didn't feel that was right.
Maybe she would have felt more kindly if she wasn't out $600 for your truck while you're fooling around with your new fiancé. Do you understand? One good turn deserves another. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $592.92. Thank you.
เสียงฝนโปรยลงมาช้าหนักคล้ายจะเจาะทะลุลงไปถึงหัวใจของหญิงสาวที่ยืนอยู่ใต้ชายคาสถานีรถไฟร้างเธอชื่อมณีวันหญิงสาววัย20ต้นๆที่เพิ่งตื่นขึ้นจากความฝันประหลาดเมื่อคืนก่อนฝันที่เต็มไปด้วยเสียงร่ำไห้ของผู้หญิงและเสียงคำรามต่ำลึกราวกับงูยักษ์ในความมืดเธอจำได้เพียงว่าในฝันมีสายน้ำสีแดงฉานเต็มไปด้วยเศษดอกไม้ที่ลอยเกลื่อนเหมือนงานศพและมีเงาร่างพญานาคปรากฏน้ำตาของมันหยดลงสู่สายน้ำจนกลายเป็นเสียงสะท้อนดังก้องในหัวเจ้าคือผู้ถูกเลือกเจ้าคือคนที่ต้องกลับมาบรรยากาศรอบกายในยามนี้ทำให้เธอหนาวสั่นสถานีรถไฟที่เธอหลงมาโดยไม่ตั้งใจดูรกร้างมานานนับ10 ปีหญ้าขึ้นรกชันแผ่นไม้ผุพังส่งกลิ่นอับชื้นโครงเหล็กที่เป็นสนิมส่งเสียงกรีดร้องเบาๆยามลมพัดผ่านทุกสิ่งดูเหมือนจะพยายามผลักไสเธอออกไปแต่บางสิ่งในใจกลับดึงให้เธอเดินลึกเข้าไปเธอหยุดหายใจชั่วขณะเมื่อสายตาสะดุดเข้ากับร่องรอยประหลาดตรงพื้นไม้ใกล้ชานชาลารอยเหมือนเกล็ดขนาดใหญ่เงางามแม้ในแสงมัวของบ่ายคล้อยมณีวันคุกเข่าลงปลายนิ้วแตะอย่างแผ่วเบาสัมผัสนั้นทำให้ผิวเธอร้อนวาบเหมือนถูกไฟเผาจากข้างในทันใดนั้นเสียงน้ำหยดก็ดังขึ้นติ๋งติ๋งติ๋งเธอหันซ้ายหันขวารอบตัวไม่มีแม้แต่ท่อน้ำรั่วแต่เสียงนั้นกลับชัดเจนขึ้นเหมือนน้ำตาหยดลงทีละหยดก้องสะท้อนในความเงียบกลิ่นคาวเลือดลอยมากับลมผสมกับกลิ่นฝนจนทำให้เธอหายใจติดขัดหัวใจเต้นแรงจนเจ็บหน้าอกเธอขยับถอยหลังแต่เท้ากลับสะดุดเข้ากับเศษไม้ผุเสียงแตกดังกรอบร่างเธอล้มลงไปในเงามืดของห้องเก็บสัมภาระที่ประตูเปิดอ้าอยู่ภายในนั้นมืดสนิทมีเพียงแสงริบหรี่ลอดเข้ามาเผยให้เห็นองค์หินเก่าแก่ตั้งอยู่ตรงกลางห้อง โอ่งนั้นปกคลุมด้วยตะไคร่ลายสลักเป็นรูปนาคเลื้อยพันรอบและเหนือปากโอ่งหยดน้ำใสระวงลงมาทีละหยดแต่เมื่อกระทบพื้นน้ำในโอ่งมันกลับกลายเป็นสีแดงเข้มติ๋งติ๋งเสียงหยดนั้นประสานกับเสียงหัวใจเธอดังชัดเร็วและแรงขึ้นเรื่อยๆความรู้สึกขนุกชั่นแล่นไปทั่วสันหลังมือของเธอสั่นระริกแต่สายตากลับไม่อาจละไปจากโอ่งใบนั้นจู่ๆเงานาคในลายสลักก็ดูเหมือนจะขยับเกล็ดค่อยๆเคลื่อนไหวดวงตาแวววาวเหมือนมีชีวิตเสียงทุ้มต่ำดังขึ้นจากความว่างเปล่าเจ้ากลับมาแล้วมณีวันหายใจไม่ออกเธอพยายามตะโกนแต่เสียงกลับไม่ออกจากลำคอร่างกายแข็งทื่อเหมือนถูกตรึงไว้แล้วจากในโอ่งน้ำสีแดงค่อยๆล้นไหลทะลักออกมากระจายเต็มพื้นห้องแผ่กระจายมาถึงปลายเท้าของเธอมันอุ่นมันหนืดและกลิ่นคาวเข้มข้นจนแทบอาเจียนเสียงสะอื้นดังขึ้นสะท้อนรอบห้องครั้งนี้ไม่ใช่เสียงของใครอื่นแต่มันคือเสียงของเธอเองปลดปล่อยข้าปลดปล่อยน้ำตาข้าเธอเบิกตากว้างเมื่อเห็นเงาสะท้อนในพื้นน้ำสีแดงเงานั้นไม่ใช่ใบหน้าของเธอแต่เป็นหญิงสาวในชุดโบราณน้ำตาไหลอาบแก้มและรอบตัวมีเงานาคเลื้อยโยนอยู่ทันใดนั้นร่างของหญิงสาวในเงาก็เอื้อมมือทะลุน้ำออกมาคว้าข้อมือของมณีวันไว้แน่นความเย็นเยือกแล่นเข้าสู่ร่างกายทำให้สติของเธอพร่าเลือนภาพสุดท้ายที่เธอเห็นคือดวงตาคู่นั้นเต็มไปด้วยความทุกข์และเสียงกระซิบดังแว่วเจ้าคือผู้ถูกเลือกเพื่อแก้คำสาปน้ำตาพญานาคมณีวรรณกรีดร้องสุดเสียงแต่เสียงนั้นกลับหายไปในความมืดและร่างของเธอถูกดึงเข้าสู่เงาสีแดงความเงียบแต่ไม่ใช่ความเงียบสงบเป็นความเงียบที่อึดอัดเหมือนอากาศหนักทับอยู่บนอกจนหายใจไม่ออกมณีวันรู้สึกได้ถึงความเย็นที่ซึมลึกเข้าไปในเส้นเลือดเมื่อร่างเธอถูกดึงเข้าสู่เงาน้ำสีแดงนั้นความมืดโอบล้อมรอบตัวไม่มีทิศทางไม่มีจุดยืนมีเพียงเสียงหัวใจที่เต้นดังรัวและเสียงน้ำหยดไม่ขาดสายทันใดนั้นแสงสลัวก็สาดเข้ามาเธอพบว่าตัวเองยืนอยู่กลางลานกว้างริมแม่น้ำโขงท้องฟ้ามืดครึ้มแต่แปลกไม่มีดวงอาทิตย์ไม่มีดวงจันทร์เพียงม่านหมอกหนาทึบที่บดบังทุกสิ่งเสียงสายน้ำเชี่ยวกรากก้องกังวานกลิ่นดินเปียกผสมกับกลิ่นคาวน้ำพัดเข้าจมูกทำให้ความรู้สึกย้อนแย้งระหว่างความคุ้นเคยและความแปลกแยกปะปนกันตรงริมตลิ่งหญิงสาวในชุดไทยโบราณยืนอยู่นุ่งสิ้นสีครามเข้มลายวิจิตรผมยาวสยายถึงเอวบนใบหน้ามีน้ำตาไหลรินไม่หยุดแววตาเต็มไปด้วยความโศกเศร้าเมื่อมณีวันก้าวเข้าใกล้เธอจึงเห็นชัดว่าใบหน้านั้นคือใบหน้าของเธอเองแต่เป็นเธอในอีกยุคหนึ่งร่างโบราณเอื้อมมือมาเสียงกระซิบดังลอดออกจากริมฝีปากเจ้าคือข้าและข้าคือเจ้าเสียงนั้นสะท้อนอยู่ในหัวจนร่างมณีวันสั่นสะท้านความจริงค่อยๆแทรกซึมเข้ามาในความคิดเธอกำลังมองดูอดีตของตัวเองชีวิตหนึ่งที่เคยเกิดเคยตายและคำสาปยังคงผูกพันอยู่ไม่เสื่อมคลายภาพตรงหน้าสั่นไหวราวกับผืนน้ำถูกรบกวนเสียงกลองดังขึ้นจากที่ไกลๆตุบตุบตุบจังหวะหนักแน่นเหมือนพิธีกรรมหญิงสาวในชุดโบราณหันไปริมฝีปากขยับช้าๆมันเริ่มขึ้นอีกครั้งควันทูปล่อยขึ้นจากเบื้องหลังปรากฏเป็นหมู่คนในชุดโบราณพวกเขาถือคบเพลิงและเครื่องบูชาเดินวนรอบแท่นหินใหญ่ที่ตั้งอยู่กลางลานบนแท่นนั้นมีรูปสลักพญานาคขนาดมหึมาเกล็ดสีทองแวววาวในแสงเพลิงแต่สิ่งที่ทำให้มณีวันตัวชาคือเสียงคร่ำครวญดังออกมาจากรูปสลักนั้นเสียงร่ำให้ที่คุ้นหูจนเส้นประสาททุกเส้นตึงเกร็งน้ำตาของข้าไม่มีผู้ใดปลดปล่อยได้ เสียงพญานาคดังก้องพื้นดินสั่นสะเทือนสายน้ำโขงพรุ่งพล่านฟองน้ำผุดขึ้นราวกับเดือดผู้คนรอบแท่นเริ่มหมอบกราบเสียงสวดโบราณก้องสะท้อนตัดกับเสียงร้องไห้ของพญานาคที่ยิ่งเศร้าโศกขึ้นมณีวันยกมืออุดหูแต่เสียงนั้นยังดังอยู่ในหัวแทรกเข้ามาเหมือนเสียงของตัวเองจนเธอแทบไม่แยกออกว่าเป็นของใครหญิงสาวโบราณจับมือเธอแน่นสายตาเต็มไปด้วยความม้ววอนหากไม่มีผู้ใดทำลายคำสาปนี้วิญญาณเราจะติดอยู่เช่นนี้ชั่วกาลทันใดนั้นเสียงกลองหยุดลงผู้คนเงียบกริบสายตาทุกคู่หันมามองตรงไปที่เธอมณีวันรู้สึกเหมือนถูกตรึงด้วยพันสายตาลมหายใจขาดห้วงขาไร้เรี่ยวแรงจากบนแท่นหินรูปสลักพญานาคเริ่มแปรเปลี่ยนเกล็ดขยับเคลื่อนไหวจริงดวงตาเรืองแสงสีแดงจ้องตรงลงมาที่เธอเสียงคำรามต่ำลึกสั่นสะเทือนพื้นดินเจ้าจะเลือกหรือไม่เลือดหรือน้ำตามณีวันสั่นสะท้านหัวใจเหมือนจะหยุดเต้นคำถามนั้นก้องสะท้อนในหัวซ้ำแล้วซ้ำเล่าเลือดหรือน้ำตาเลือดหรือน้ำตาเธอพยายามถอยหลังแต่ทันใดนั้นแขนของใครบางคนเย็นเฉียบก็โอบรอบคอเธอจากด้านหลังเธอหันไปมองแต่ไม่เห็นใบหน้ามีเพียงเงาดำรูปร่างมนุษย์และเสียงกระซิบแผ่วเบาที่ทำให้เลือดในกายเย็นเฉียบหากเจ้าปฏิเสธเจ้าจะไม่มีวันตื่นอีกเธอกรีดร้องออกมาแต่เสียงนั้นถูกกลืนหายไปในเสียงคำรามของพญานาคภาพตรงหน้าสั่นไหวรุนแรงทุกอย่างหมุนคว้างจนเธอไม่รู้ว่าเป็นความจริงหรือความฝันอีกต่อไปเงาความมืดแตกสลายดวงตาของมณีวันลืมขึ้นอย่างฉับพลันเธอนอนอยู่บนพื้นหินเย็นเฉียบรอบกายคือโพรงถ้ำมืดทึบมีเพียงแสงวูบวาบจากผนังหินที่เหมือนสะท้อนเงาเกล็ดเสียงน้ำหยดดังไม่ขาดสายติ๋งติ๋งติ๋งกลิ่นอับชื้นผสมกับกลิ่นสนิมเหล็กและคาวโลหิตแทรกซึมเข้าทุกอนูจมูกทำให้หายใจแต่ละครั้งเจ็บลึกถึงอกเธอพยายามยันตัวขึ้นแต่แขนสั่นจนแทบสุดขณะที่สายตากวาดมองไปรอบๆเธอจึงเห็นกลางโพรงถ้ำมีบ่อน้ำกว้างน้ำในนั้นไม่ใสไม่ขุ่นแต่แดงฉานเหมือนโลหิตผิวเกล็ดเล็กๆลอยปะปนไปทั่วผิวน้ำสะท้อนแสงว่าพายดวงตานับพันที่กำลังจับจ้องทันใดนั้นเสียงทุ้มต่ำดังขึ้นจากบ่อน้ำเจ้าได้กลับมาจริงๆผิวน้ำกระเพื่อมฟองอากาศปุดๆดังราวกับบ่อเดือดเงาร่างยักย้ายโผล่ขึ้นจากส่วนลึกมันคือเสียญพญานาคเกล็ดดำแซมทองดวงตาสีแดงเรืองรองเหมือนเปลวเพลิงมณีวันตัวแข็งทื่อเสียงในหัวก้องชัดเจ้าคือวิญญาณที่ข้าผูกไว้เจ้าคือคำตอบของคำสาปที่ไม่มีวันสิ้นสุดร่างเธอสั่นสะท้านภาพอดีตพรั่งพรูเข้ามาเธอเห็นตัวเองในอีกชีวิตหญิงสาวโบราณที่เคยยืนร้องให้ริมแม่น้ำโขงเธอคนนั้นเคยสาบานบางสิ่งกับพญานาคคำสาบานที่ถูกทำลายด้วยการทรยศภาพแวบวับฉายซ้ำเสียงผู้คนสวดบูชาดังก้องกลิ่นควันไฟและเลือดผสมกันหญิงสาวในอดีตถูกบังคับให้เป็นเครื่องบูชาเพื่อปิดผนึกพญานาคแต่วิญญาณเธอกลับไม่ยอมสงบน้ำตาจึงกลายเป็นคำสาปไหลเวียนอยู่ตลอดกาลเสียงพญานาคดังสะท้อนน้ำตาของข้าคือโซ่ตรวนและเจ้าคือกุญแจที่จะทำลายมันมณีวันก้าวถอยหลังแต่ผนังถ้ำกลับปิดกั้นพื้นหินที่เธอเหยียบเริ่มอุ่นแล้วร้อนขึ้นจนเหมือนยืนอยู่บนฐานไฟเสียงกระซิบจากทุกทิศทางดังขึ้นพร้อมกันเสียงของคนมากมายทั้งชายและหญิงแผ่วเบาเหมือนสายลมแต่เย็นเยียบจนกระดูกสั่นแก้คำสาปแก้คำสาปแก้คำสาปเธอยกมืออุดหูแต่เสียงนั้นยังชัดดังใกล้เสียจนเหมือนออกมาจากในร่างเธอเองลมหายใจเริ่มติดขัดหัวใจเต้นแรงราวกับจะทะลุออกจากอก เหงื่อเย็นไหลท่วมแผ่นหลังทันใดนั้นผิวน้ำแดงก็แตกกระจายร่างพญานาคขนาดมหึมาโผล่ขึ้นเลื้อยพันเสาหินเกล็ดสะท้อนแสงระยิบระยับจนตาพร่ามันโน้มศีรษะลงต่ำดวงตาสีแดงเพ่งตรงเข้าสู่ดวงตาของเธอความรู้สึกแปลกประหลาดแล่นเข้าสู่สมองภาพในหัวปรากฏเป็นใบหน้าคนมากมายใบหน้าที่เปื้อนน้ำตาบางคนกรีดร้องบางคนแค่จ้องมองด้วยความว่างเปล่าเสียงพญานาคดังขึ้นอีกครั้งเลือดหรือน้ำตาเจ้าจะเลือกสิ่งใดคำถามเดิมแต่ครั้งนี้ไม่ใช่แค่เสียงมันคือแรงกดดันที่โถมเข้าใส่จนเธอแทบล้มเธอสั่นหัวพยายามถอยหนีแต่ผนังถ้ำกลับเปลี่ยนไปมันกลายเป็นใบหน้าของผู้คนที่ร้องไห้น้ำตาไหลทะลักออกจากผนังเหมือนน้ำพุไหลรินลงมาตามพื้นน้ำตาเหล่านั้นไม่ใสแต่ขุ่นคล้ำสีเทาเข้มกลิ่นเน่าเหม็นคละคลุ้งจนเธออาเจียนแทบขาดใจทันใดนั้นเงาของหญิงสาวโบราณก็ปรากฏตรงบ่อน้ำเธอยกมือชี้ตรงมาที่มณีวันริมฝีปากสั่นแต่เสียงชัดเจนหากเจ้าไม่เลือกเจ้าจะถูกเลือกแทนเงานั้นพุ่งเข้ามาหาเธอแขนเย็นเฉียบคว้าคอเธอแน่นเธอดิ้นรนกรีดร้องเสียงสะท้อนกระทบผนังถ้ำจนหูอื้อสุดท้ายภาพทั้งหมดดับวูบเหลือเพียงความมืดสนิทและเสียงหัวใจเธอที่หยุดเต้นไปชั่วขณะเสียงหัวใจที่หยุดเต้นกลับดังขึ้นอีกครั้งช้าหนักและเจ็บมณีวันลืมตาขึ้นพบว่าตัวเองกำลังลอยอยู่กลางสายน้ำรอบกายขุ่นมัวคล้ำแดงกลิ่นคาวแรงจนแสบจมูกทุกการหายใจเหมือนกลืนเลือดลงไปเธอพยายามตีแขนพยายามว่ายขึ้นสู่ผิวน้ำแต่ไม่เห็นแสงใดๆมีเพียงความมืดไร้สิ้นสุดทันใดนั้นแสงสีเขียวเรืองรองก็ส่องขึ้นมาจากเบื้องล่างดึงดูดสายตาให้เธอมองลงไปเบื้องล่างคือประตูหินมือหมาแกะสลักเป็นลายพญานาคพันรอบดวงตานับ10 คู่บนรูปสลักนั้นเรืองแสงแดงฉานเหมือนจับจ้องขึ้นมาที่เธอแรงดูดมหาศาลดึงร่างเธอลงไปแม้จะดิ้นรนสุดแรงแต่ยิ่งดิ้นก็ยิ่งจมเหมือนสายน้ำเป็นมือหลายร้อยคู่รั้งเธอลงลึกสู่บาดาลร่างเธอกระแทกลงบนพื้นหินแข็งความเจ็บแล่นไปทั่วสันหลังแต่เมื่อเงยหน้าขึ้นภาพตรงหน้าก็ทำให้เธอแทบหยุดหายใจที่นี่คือเมืองโบราณใต้บาดาลวิหารหินจมอยู่ในน้ำเสาหินสูงตระหง่านเรียงรายแต่ละต้นมีลายสลักเป็นรูปนาคเลื้อยพันน้ำตาหยดจากดวงตาของรูปสลักไหลเป็นสายยาวลงสู่พื้นเธอก้าวเดินอย่างช้าๆเสียงน้ำกระเพื่อมตามเท้าที่ก้าวบรรยากาศเงียบงันจนได้ยินเพียงเสียงหายใจตัวเองแต่ไม่นานเสียงคร่ำครวญก็ดังขึ้นเสียงของผู้หญิงบางเบาแต่สะท้อนจากทุกทิศทางช่วยข้าปลดปล่อยข้ามณีวันหันไปเห็นร่างเงาเลือนรางนับ10ลอยอยู่รอบๆเป็นหญิงสาวในชุดโบราณทุกคนมีดวงตาเต็มไปด้วยน้ำตาหยดลงเป็นสายน้ำสีแดงไม่ขาดบางคนเอื้อมมือมาปลายนิ้วเย็นเยียบเกือบสัมผัสแขนเธอสะดุ้งถอยหลังแต่เสียงสะอื้นยังตามมาติดข้าเคยเป็นเจ้าข้าเคยถูกเลือกแต่ข้าไม่เคยได้กลับเสียงพญานาคดังขึ้นจากใจกลางวิหารวิญญาณที่เจ้ามองเห็นคือเงาของชีวิตที่ผ่านมาทุกการกลับชาติมาเกิดคือการวนเวียนในพันธนาการของคำสาปนี้ผนังวิหารสั่นสะเทือนรูปสลักแตกออกหัวพญานาคเลื่อยโผล่ออกมาเกล็ดส่องประกายเขียวทองตาแดงวาวลมหายใจมันร้อนระอุจนผิวน้ำเดือดพล่านมันเลื้อยยวนรอบตัวเธอเสียงดังก้องสะท้อนในโพรงหินเจ้ามี2 หนทางเท่านั้นเลือดเพื่อยุติทุกสิ่งหรือน้ำตาเพื่อสืบต่อคำสาปมณีวันตัวสั่น ธอพยายามปฏิเสธแต่แรงกดดันมหาศาลบีบเข้าที่อกจนแทบจะขาดอากาศร่างเงาของหญิงสาวโบราณก้าวเข้ามาใกล้เสียงสะอื้นผสมกับเสียงหัวเราะแหบแห้งเหมือนทั้งเวทนาและเย้ยหยันไม่มีผู้ใดหนีแม้แต่เจ้าเองทันใดนั้นพื้นวิหารก็แตกออกกลายเป็นหลุมดำมืดมิดแรงดูดมหาศาลดึงทุกสิ่งลงไปเงาเหล่านั้นกรีดร้องร่างบางร่วงหล่นสู่ห้วงมืดเสียงกระแทกดังสะท้อนก้องมณีวันพยายามเกาะเสาหินแต่เลือดสีแดงค่อยๆซึมออกจากรอยสลักเลอะเปื้อนมือเธอเหนียวหนืดเย็นเฉียบราวกับเสาหินเองก็มีชีวิตเสียงพญานาคดังชัดเจนครั้งนี้ดังกึกก้องราวกับอยู่ในกระดูกสันหลังเลือดหรือน้ำตาเลือกเสียหากเจ้าไม่เลือกเจ้าจะกลายเป็นเพียงอีกหนึ่งเงาในพันธนาการนี้รอบกายเธอเต็มไปด้วยเงาหญิงสาวที่ร้องไห้น้ำตาไหลไม่หยุดเสียงสะอื้นประสานกันจนก้องสะท้อนกดทับสติของเธอหัวใจเต้นแรงหูอื้อสายตาพร่ามัวก่อนที่สติจะดับวูบมณีวันมองเห็นเพียงดวงตาของพญานาคแดงฉานเต็มไปด้วยความเศร้าไม่ใช่เพียงคำสาปแต่มันคือคำขอร้องที่สิ้นหวังปลดปล่อยข้าความมืดคลี่คลุมทุกสิ่งเสียงสะอื้นนับร้อยยังคงดังก้องเสียงพญานาคสั่นสะเทือนอยู่ในอกกดทับจนลมหายใจแทบขาดมณีวันสุดเข่าลงบนพื้นหินมือเปื้อนเลือดเหนียวหนืดสั่นสะท้านไม่หยุดเลือดหรือน้ำตาเสียงนั้นยังคงดังซ้ำๆเหมือนค้องตีไม่หยุดเธอเงยหน้าขึ้นดวงตาแดงฉานของพญานาคจ้องลึกแต่ภายใต้ความน่าสะพรึงนั้นกลับมีเงาของความเศร้าน้ำตาหยดใหญ่ร่วงจากตาพญานาคกระทบผืนน้ำเสียงดังติ๋งกลายเป็นคลื่นสีแดงซัดเข้ามาคลื่นนั้นไม่เพียงซัดร่างเธอแต่ซัดเข้าสู่จิตใจพาให้ภาพอดีตผุดขึ้นอีกครั้งเธอเห็นตนเองในชาติภพก่อนหญิงสาวผู้ถูกเลือกเป็นเครื่องบูชาถูกบังคับให้นั่งกลางพิธีเสียงสวดก้องสะท้อนสายตาผู้คนเต็มไปด้วยความหวาดกลัวและความศรัทธาพญานาคปรากฏขึ้นแต่มันไม่ได้โกรธเกรี้ยวมันร้องไห้น้ำตาของมันไหลลงสู่แม่น้ำกลายเป็นสายน้ำคำสาปเพราะคำสัญญาที่มนุษย์ผิดไปเพราะความโลภความทรยศมันถูกพันธนาการด้วยพิธีบูชาและเธอคือกุญแจที่ถูกผูกไว้ตั้งแต่นั้นเสียงสะอื้นรอบวิหารดังหนักขึ้นเงาหญิงสาวนับร้อยโถมเข้ามาหามือเย็นเยียบคว้าข้อมือคอและแขนเธอเสียงซ้ำๆดังก้องเลือกเสียเลือกเสียเลือกเสียเธอพยายามดิ้นรนแต่ยิ่งดิ้นก็ยิ่งถูกดึงลงสู่หลุมดำที่เปิดอ้าอยู่เบื้องล่างในห้วงวินาทีนั้นความจริงแทรกซึมเข้าสู่หัวใจเธอเลือดคือนามแทนการเสียสละชีวิตน้ำตาคือนามแทนการทอดทิ้งความจริงหากเลือกน้ำตาคำสาปจะวงเวียนต่อไปหากเลือกเลือดคำสาปอาจสิ้นสุดแต่ต้องแลกด้วยชีวิตเธอเองมือของพญานาคยักษ์ยื่นมาเลื้อยโอบรอบร่างเธอเสียงทุ้มต่ำดังสะท้อนเจ้าจะเลือกเช่นไรมณีวันหลับตาน้ำตาไหลรินเธอเข้าใจแล้วชะตาของเธอไม่ใช่เพียงเพื่ออยู่รอดแต่เพื่อจบสิ้นวังวนที่ไม่สิ้นสุดเธอกัดริมฝีปากแน่นยกมือขึ้นกรีดฝ่ามือตัวเองกับเกล็ดคมของพญานาคเลือดสีแดงสดทะลักออกมาหยดลงสู่พื้นหินทันใดนั้นเสียงสะอื้นทั้งหมดหยุดลงความเงียบโถมเข้ามาแทนที่เหมือนโลกหยุดหายใจเลือดหยดแล้วหยดเล่าไหลลงสู่รอยสลักบนพื้นรอยสลักส่องแสงไหลรวมเป็นเส้นสายเรืองพันรอบร่างพญานาคเสียงคำรามสะท้อนกึกก้องแต่ไม่ใช่เสียงแห่งความโกรธมันคือเสียงแห่งการปลดปล่อยดวงตาพญานาคส่องประกายสว่างน้ำตาหยดสุดท้ายของมันร่วงลงไม่ใช่สีแดงแต่ใสบริสุทธิ์เหมือนหยดน้ำค้าง หยดนั้นตกลงบนหน้าผากของมณีวันไหลผ่านแก้มและเธอรู้สึกถึงความอุ่นแผ่วเบาแทรกเข้าลึกถึงวิญญาณร่างเธอเริ่มเบาเหมือนถูกยกขึ้นจากพันธนาการเสียงพญานาคดังขึ้นอีกครั้งนี้อ่อนโยนจนแทบกลายเป็นเสียงกระซิบขอบใจเจ้าคือผู้ที่ปลดปล่อยข้าภาพรอบกายเริ่มสั่นไหววิหารถ้ำแตกสลายสายน้ำค่อยๆจางหายเหลือเพียงแสงสว่างที่อบอุ่นห่อหุ้มร่างเธอหลับตาลงพร้อมรอยยิ้มที่เปื้อนน้ำตาเมื่อเธอลืมตาขึ้นอีกครั้งร่างกายกลับอยู่ที่ชานชาลาสถานีร้างฝนหยุดตกแล้วท้องฟ้าเปิดโล่งอากาศสดชื่นราวกับไม่เคยมีอะไรเกิดขึ้นแต่ในใจเธอรู้พันธนาการน้ำตาพญานาคได้สิ้นสุดลงแล้วและชีวิตของเธอไม่อาจเหมือนเดิมอีกต่อไป